Okay. We gotta find the games. We never played games on Netflix, right? I know we played YouTube games. Got it. Okay. Yeah, it's literally top of the pile. Okay. So it's a short game. It says 30 plus minutes. So I'm assuming oh wait, there's a game for Knives Out? The game is called Unhinged. It's an interactive story. It's one player, and basically, I saw my mutual. It'd be helpful if I remembered his full name. So one moment. Bro. Where is it? Did I screenshot it? Tell me I screenshotted it. Okay, I didn't. I'm annoying. Anyways, he talks about movies. He's a director and a writer. No, he's a writer. And he talks about movies a lot. And he talks about horror a lot. Oh my fucking God. I'm an asshole. Oh God. We're not friends. We're just mutuals. But I don't think that's an excuse for me. Nick? No. It's not Nick. Is it Nick? Maybe it's Nick. Hold on. Wait. He's messaged me before. Hold on. I was right! Nicholas Curio. God. I knew it. I knew it. In the Sanrio store? He posted about this. Literally, I think today. And I also am having because I'm an adult and I can do what I want. Also, this is only 20 calories. And there's no bubbles or anything. So it's like, if that's what you're into. So, okay, let's see how I can do this. Can I put it in the category? Is there Unhinged 2026? Okay, so I can put the Unhinged category. So this is interactive horror. It's the best way for me to do this. I'm just gonna do screen because it's, oh wait, God, it's Netflix. Will it not let me? Holy fuck, I just realized. Because it's Netflix. Wait. Oh my God, wait, is this totally useless? Wait, this might be totally useless. Wait, oh God, hold on. Let me try window capture. Ooh, could I try screen capture and I just leave it as small screened? Hold on. I think it'll know. They're pretty good about knowing. I want to play this game on stream. Let me play the game on stream. Window capture, let's try it. Okay. It's working. We're gonna try window capture for now. And we'll see if it gets mad at me. So for those who don't know, Netflix, at least on mobile as well, it doesn't let you take a screenshot. You can't like screenshot a frame of anything. Which I think for a lot of reasons is stupid. They do it as a anti-piracy measure. However, it doesn't deter pirates because they're gonna get your shit anyway. What it's deterring is fans sharing things about your work. So this is called Unhinged. I think it's connected to your phone too, so I think I have to open the app on my phone as well. Hold on. Did I delete? There's no way I deleted it. Did I? Never mind, I did in fact delete. God, I don't have enough space. Watch me not have enough space on my phone. If I use the work phone, go get the work phone. Netflix. Oh, Netflix game controller. Do they actually have they actually have a separate app for the Netflix. Okay, let's see if I don't have space. I probably don't. This could be good. Because sometimes there's just like a cool outfit or like a thing of like, holy shit, look at her makeup, she's so hot, you know? And I should be allowed to take a screenshot, but no. Like, people get downloads of your shit anyway. It's not even like, you might as well have it come from you. Okay. Let's see if this works. We're gonna try it. Hold on. My guess is it won't. I think they're gonna get mad at me. Holy shit. Oh my god, wait, it's working. I'm not eating anything. I like the quality. Oh, here's the... Oh, I gotta answer. Oh, use your phone! This is cool. Wait. Oh my god. Wait. Do I have to put it to my head? It's loading. Wait. Was something supposed to happen? Oh shit! Hello? Wait, I answered. Send your pointer on screen. What?
Claire, you okay?
Oh, finally. And no, my power's out. Yours too?
You did not wake me up for this.
Of course I did. Go check for me.
I have a
wants to know too.
phone light.
Okay, I'm on the case.
Wait, I wonder if it won't work because I'm on a computer. Oh my god, it's working. Guys, I'm using my phone.
I'm... Just give me...
Okay. Huey.
Where's the... Do I tap? Power's out.
I'm going back to bed now.
Does my building have power?
Zoe Kravitz! No. Whoa!
Wow, that was close.
Hey, you're fine. I'm right across the street.
Sadie Sink, damn. Where?
You're such a dork.
The fuck?
What was that?
What was what?
It's Troy Baker!
Whoa. Not funny.
No, I'm serious.
Ava, stop. Oh, fuck. Huey, shit.
Wait, Claire? Fucking cat.
Where's our cat? I can't. Oh wait, is our cat? Is that our cat?
Hello?
Why would we say, is this our apartment? Why would we say hello? Sorry, call me back in 2 minutes is the new message. Where's our cat? What the hell? Oh, a picture frame fell down. It broke. Careful.
Okay, just picture fell.
Cats do that. They're jump scares. No. There was something else. No? Hey, I'm sorry. He was freaked by the storm. Call me back. We dropped several, if I remember correctly. You're so corny. Sorry, call me back. Hey, I'm sorry. He was freaked out. Can I call me back? Can I call? Oh, I can, like, use my phone. Like, it's a thing. I'm calling her.
Hey.
Hey.
You okay?
Are you okay?
Yeah, it was just a picture.
The storm sucks. Huey's a wreck. Let's just find a hotel for the night.
Actually, yeah, sure. Let me just check on Joyce down the hall. I promised I'd look out for her, and I haven't seen her in a few weeks.
Okay, meet you downstairs in 10
A
minutes.
few
Yeah?
weeks?
Yep, 10 minutes.
Girl. I promised to look out for you and I haven't seen you in a few weeks? What am I doing? I'm not good at this. God. I don't like that. Wait, exit? No, it's down the hall, right? The fuck is that? Joy. Ben, super.
Hey, Ava, it's Ben. Just calling residents who didn't evacuate. They got a message that the power is down.
Sorry?
Shit. This isn't okay, dude.
I'm very sorry, but I'm headed back now, so I'll see what I can do, okay?
Okay, whatever. I'm gonna go check on Joyce.
Oh, good, yeah, thanks. Bye.
Hey, Joyce, it's Ava.
Wait, you're checking on people that didn't evacuate. Did he not check on Joyce? Is Joyce dead? Joyce better not be dead. Diva! Diva, we're coming!
Shower's on.
Fridge is open. I don't like that. Oh, we're gonna get jump scared, aren't we? Claire.
I'm about to head out. How are you?
I'm worried about Joyce.
But you barely tried, hun.
To break the lock. I want to check on her.
Ava, I really want to go.
I know. It'll be quick.
Oh, hey, while you're in there, grab my sweater.
And where?
Your room. I see you in there.
Claire, I'm not in the room.
I'm like 85% sure I saw someone standing in your bedroom.
No one else here, okay?
Ah! Get out! Girl, I'm not going to my room. Fuck that. Someone's in. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? What is this?
Ava, what's going on?
What the fuck? Who the fuck are you?
Surprise.
What?
This is not going right at all. What are you doing?
What do you think I'm doing?
I've got everything ready for us downstairs.
What's downstairs? What's in there?
No, don't rush this.
Rush what?
Don't you fucking...
What was I supposed to do?
They posed her post-mortem. That's why she looks all funny.
Funny? Do you have to say it like that?
Well, what's the clinical term then?
I don't know. What's the clinical term for shithead?
Me. Cause there was a timer, but I don't know what I was supposed to do. I don't know what I was supposed to do. Yeah, nothing on this. It was just the remote. It was just the phone. Okay. That's something there, no? And then there's a guy hiding. What if I turn the light off? Hi.
Surprise. This is not going right at all.
Try and
Hey,
call.
it's Claire. Sorry you missed me. Talk-
Claire, now's not the fucking time.
What are you doing? I've got everything ready for us downstairs. No,
Oh,
don't rush this.
got it. Got it.
Don't you fucking...
Go! Get him! Get fucked! Ha 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 ha! Got it! Boom! Fuck you!
Claire, there's
I know! The fire escape! Climb out the window! Go!
Girl!
It's stuck.
Pry it open!
We have a weapon! Pick it up!
Fuck is that screwdriver?
Fuck. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Go, 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 go! Fuck, was I fast enough? Was I fast enough? Was I fast enough? Go! Go!
Just keep moving.
Girl, now is not the time! Thank you for subscribing!
Oh shit. The ladder's broken. Shit!
Jump, bitch! I'm jumping!
Okay, we'll find another way.
There's no arrow. Can I go back? Wait, what do I do? Nothing's... It's not letting me... What the fuck is that? There's something watching me. I'm looking for a trigger. Anything I can click here? Okay. I don't know what... Hold on. Oh, there we go. That's weird. Oh, we didn't do that before.
Okay.
He's behind you.
Wait, Noah! Noah's home, right? Next floor up.
You're right. You're right. I'll go there.
He sucks, but whatever. I'm gonna try 911 again. I'll call right
Fuck it,
back.
I'm jumping.
You're okay.
Okay. I'll head to Noah's. Just call right back there, okay?
That's gonna make noise. Go! Go! Go, 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 go.
Okay.
She's... I hate these games. She's taking too long. Girl, you're jumping. Go faster.
Okay.
Why are we lollygagging? Oh my god, girl. Girl, do you want to live?
Okay.
Do you want to live?
Please don't.
He's deaf dead, right?
I couldn't get 911. You at Noah's yet?
Almost there.
The fuck is this? It's the elevator? No. What's that sound? I don't like that. I don't like that. Stop. 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 That's the... Noah's deaf dead, right? Oh god, the security camera light's on. What's that sound?
Noah.
Key.
Where's his spare?
Key. Key. I'm looking at it. Oh my god, move faster! Girl, there's a killer!
This is gonna be so fucking awkward.
It's
Go!
fine. Just please
Do
get
it!
into the apartment.
Do it!
Damn.
Do it! Oh, it's locked.
Noah, you in there? It's latched.
He's not home?
He's not answering.
Ava, break the latch. He won't care.
Latch is broken.
Go inside! Get inside! Can we close the door? Is the door fucking closed? I hear something and I don't think it's me. Wait. Wait, what's that? Oh, fuck me! Get me out of here!
Oh.
Ava?
Fuck. No, he's been tied up already. They already got him. He already got him! He already got him!
He's there?
They got him. They already got him.
Ava?
I see him, but he's not moving. Oh,
He already got him. You gotta get out now. You gotta get out of the apartment. Girl. Now is not, yeah, he's, oh.
Ava, what's going on?
Yeah. No, we gotta go.
Ava?
We gotta go. Get up, go. Girl. Get me the fuck, what? Move faster! God, I'm so sorry. It's taking so long.
Oh my god! Ava?
Oh.
Ava!
No, bro, there's no way you're alive from that. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to tell you. You're dead. The fuck was that?
He's coming! Hide!
Hide where?
Ava?
don't go back. Don't go back.
Was that you that screamed? Man, wow. Are you not dead yet? Boy, where are you right now? Did you feel that?
Holy fuck.
You know, honestly, I didn't think you would be this calm. You know what I mean? Hey, ooh, dude, look. What do you think this thing is? I don't know what. I thought that.
God, Netflix was like, how fucked up can we make this shit?
It's just.
Shut up! You think I don't know I have to get out of here? She's texting me. You have to get out of here. We know! Stay down!
Gross.
I can't stay here.
Shut the fuck up! Shut up. Is that the garbage disposal? Girl! I'm doing what I need to do. I need you to do what you need to do. Okay? Okay. God. He's right behind me, isn't he? Don't. Okay.
Okay.
Anything I can grab as a weapon? Guitar? Now is not the fucking time.
I'm in the bedroom.
Can you distract him?
Wait, no, his phone. It was on the sofa.
Girl.
1 minute, then call.
Okay, when he answers, you run.
Okay, will do. Shit, it's barred.
Shit. What the fuck else is there?
What the? Hello?
Go! Run! Fucking fuck! How the fuck? I have nothing to do! There we go. Go. Fuck. Eject and run! trash chute, trash chute, trash chute, trash chute.
Oh, fuck.
I don't like that he's calling us honey. It's freaking me the fuck out. Go, 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 go. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Don't touch it. Just get up. Oh, my phone is broken now. Ish. Ah! What the fuck? Why would you do that?
Where are you?
I'm in the basement. I jumped in the trash chute. Noah's dead.
Get up.
Okay, where is the guy?
He's upstairs, I think.
There's a camera. I need us moving. We need to get up now.
You have to get up, Ava, okay? You have to keep moving. Come on, Ava. You can do it.
Ava, you're pissing me off. Ava, do you want to live? I do. Low-key, that's probably the safest option. What is that?
Just jump.
Keep looking.
Okay. Okay.
Get up!
Claire, there's a vent.
Stop telling her I know. Get up.
No, you can't. I'll be with you. Ava, come.
Now we're losing connection. I don't like that that light is falling. Get up!
Claire.
Oh my god.
God damn it.
Can I pause this? I already hit that. I need you to go do it. Can I? Okay, so this is the problem with games like this, because I'd be smarter than this. Respectfully to Ava. Ava's not moving with the urgency of someone that knows there's a serial killer actively killing her tenants, her neighbors. And he already broke into her apartment. He wants to kill her. Frankly, that screwdriver, I'm putting that through your fucking eyeball, my guy, okay? And unfortunately, the fact that I was not given that option, this game would be over already. I'd have him dead, okay? I don't like how she's moving. Thank you for subscribing. I will do the celebrations at the end. I don't like the way I don't like that we're slow. Like, even adrenaline is pumping. I know you just fell down a trash chute to survive. I need that chutzpah to stick with you while we again still try to survive. The speed with which she is moving is driving me insane. Because I'd be faster. Signal's bad. No shit. On my way, we'll come to the basement. Girl, get the police. I don't want to watch you die either.
Gross. Fuck. Fuck.
I don't like that it's dark. Where's that? Where's this lead? We're gonna fall through, aren't we? Shit. Okay, that's probably... Wait, he did say downstairs. Are we where he was gonna tie us up? Are we? Yeah, we're where he was gonna tie us up, isn't he? Aren't we? The generator. He's been watching us. To-do list?
No, me.
I don't like that there's a heart on us. Is that our bathroom? That's our bathroom. That's our bathroom. This is our super, isn't it? It's our super. It's definitely our super. Can I text our super? Can I text him? I wish I could. We have his text. Steph the super. I feel like that screwdriver should have punctured a lung. At least a ventricle. Something. Steph the super. Why does he have a button? It's Betty's calling us! Hi, bitch.
Ben? Hey.
Hey, so I'm almost to the building. I just wanted to check in on you. Where are you now?
I clocked it.
I'm okay. I got out. I'm safe now.
So you with Claire?
Yeah, she picked me up and we're outside the city now, so.
You said you're outside the city? You're lying to me.
I hate it!
You just hold tight, okay? I'll be right down.
Run, bitch!
Generator!
Girl, run!
God, please, I don't want to die.
Okay.
God, I don't want to die.
Is that a nail gun? Fuck yeah, it's a nail gun, baby!
Okay.
Alright. What else? Girl, did we hit our head that hard? Did he make a version of our apartment? Oh my god, that's our apartment. Oh, not the fucked up arts and craft. Oh, he was gonna keep us.
Copied my apartment.
I don't really like that. Ah! Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Give me the button! I wanna kill him!
No.
I'm sorry, but I don't want you to hurt yourself.
What?
Give me the right.
Girl, is that?
Honey, I'm gonna go in the other room for a second.
Is that Lucille?
Joyce?
Joyce? Sorry, not Lucille. Why did I think Lucille? Girl, this is why you check on your fucking neighbors! Use your teeth. No, use your teeth! Go faster. I don't like how we got so normal all of a sudden. The nail gun is dead. Don't go for the nail gun. You should not be able to use your hands properly at this moment. Girl, get up. Oh, that's right. We have one in our chest. Don't pull it out! That's dumb. Don't do this. Go to a hospital. After you kill this guy. We're definitely like having arterial spray or something. It's dead. There's no more nails. Oh, we're gonna... Oh, it's putting bloody thumbprints on my phone. Do you even know how to do this? Okay, sure, why not? Hurry up! Joyce is rotting with maggots because you didn't check on your friend.
Ava.
Get fucked. Another one! I'm shooting you again. No, kill him, actually. Kill him. He has a knife! Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. In the head again. In the head.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
Get fucked. Get out. Okay, let's go. He's already dead.
Claire? Claire! I'm in here! I'm in here! Claire!
Ava, can you see me? Ava. Ava, I can't get in. The door's locked. Ava. Ava.
Claire!
Ava.
Oh, we're gonna die, aren't we? We're totally gonna die. We're totally gonna bleed out. We're totally gonna bleed out.
It won't open. Claire, Claire, I don't feel.
We're totally gonna bleed out. The end? Guys, it's been the super.
Okay. I forgive you, Ava. I forgive you for running away. I forgive you for shooting me. I got lost for a minute, but I'm not anymore. All that matters is us. I'll see you soon.
Zoe Kravitz, you effectively pissed me off because you weren't moving fast enough. Oh God. There was no buffer. We made it out, but so did he. Okay. Okay. Um, I back? Wait. How do I return to Netflix? There we go. Yes, I want to don't make me not exit the game. I already said I want.
Claire, are you okay?
No, my power's out. Let's.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we have played Unhinged. So if you run out of nails, by the way, in the nail gun, it's a heavy tool. Just start bashing him in the head with it. I know she's weak. She's lost a lot of blood. She made a lot of dumb choices. But you still got to make sure the guy is dead. Super ultra dead. Song is a low-key banger, low-key. More swell horror games. Do we have any more horror games? I think they should give us the genre. Nothing in that same vein. Okay, we have played the game. We can go back to yapping. She was driving me insane. I'm gonna be totally honest with y'all. Cause I did what I'm supposed to do. I moved in a timely fashion, you know? I need you to also move in a timely fashion, you know? Also, I'm sorry, I would have grabbed the phone probably initially. Not that I would need it because my phone's working, so maybe I wouldn't grab the phone. Also, I love that I clocked that it was the super. I don't know if he would have clocked, though, the noise, unless he was familiar with the generator. Which, I mean, I guess he probably was. The fact that he built her apartment, he was going to keep her there. That's really, I don't like that. That's really scary. For 90% of the time. We were being hunted by a killer, and originally I thought it was a serial killer that just decided, like, to pick off our building, because, like, some people evacuated. Already we're dumb because we didn't evacuate when everyone else did, so already we're stupid. And then the fact that Joyce asked us to check in on her, and we hadn't seen her in several weeks, that wasn't a red flag to anyone. Like, well, girl, you're a bad neighbor. Noah screaming was fucked up. I'm curious why he decided to, like, did he just use the evacuation as a sign of, like, now is the time to act? Because most of the people would be out, and they would just assume that Ava being kidnapped, like her going missing, would just be like she was a victim of the serial killer that killed the other two. What does Troy Baker look like? Why do I know that name? Ah, this guy. IMDb. BioShock Infinite, The Last of Us. Yeah, he did Joel. 2013. Batman. Arkham Knight. Thief's End. He did Rick and Morty. Invincible. Oh god, no, they gotta have more horror games, but you gotta give me the ability to actually like react faster, because that was crazy. That drove me insane. Respectfully, that drove me crazy. He does everything. He's in literally everything as a voice actor. It's really funny because there's so many voice actors that are everywhere. Like the voice actor who's also a VTuber, CU, yes. He's in a bunch of stuff. So he's in the new Alien Stage anime. And it's funny because apparently he had shared something about Twisted Wonderland, and everyone was speculating that he was going to be voicing one of the characters in the Twisted Wonderland anime. And he was like, guys, just because I post about something doesn't mean that I'm in it. And then a few months later, it was announced that he was in it, and Anarchy gave him shit because it was like, you deleted that tweet, didn't you? He sounds more like Indiana Jones than Harrison Ford does. Yeah, the voice actors can do that shit. Oh, God. God, I admit, guys, I have a headache, but I had a headache before I started streaming, and I think it's sleep. Hermes has been waking me up at 5:20 a.m. for the last couple of days, and I don't know why. And it's like to go potty, but then he just goes pee, and then we go back inside. He passes out immediately, and then 20 minutes later, he's like, you know, I want to go poop now. So he's just kind of being a diva, and I don't appreciate it, you know? That's misogyny. I know he's not letting me sleep. And he already used to get me up at 6:30, but 5:30 is egregious, you know? Let's see. What's happening on the Twitters? Okay. This is a good story for the power of always being your biggest cheerleader. You always don't wait for people to vouch for you. You have to make your own luck. Yada yada yada. Brittany Allen has landed an Emmy nomination for her performance in The Pit. She self-submitted herself for the Emmys. That's redundant, but still. She self-submitted for the Emmys after HBO chose not to submit her for consideration. So she did it and also campaigned on her Instagram. And guess what? She got the nomination. She believed in her work. She believed in the role that she did. So even though the production company and HBO, the distributor, did not nominate her, did not submit her for consideration, she did it herself. And you know what? Do I think she'll win? Probably not, but the category is stacked. So it's a guest performance. The category is stacked for guest performers this year. So she is the mother with cancer that dies, that is going through hospice. So across multiple episodes, she's dealing with her own mortality. She's dealing with the fear that her death will traumatize her children. She doesn't want to die in her own home. She wants to die in the hospital so that she doesn't ruin their home for them. There's a lot happening with her character. This just dark patch is going to continue to drive me insane, actually. I've considered it. Because, the bottom part is the rest of the color of my hair. And it's just from the sun. I know it. So she believed in herself and she submitted herself, and you know what? It paid off. Who is in my... Oops. Oh! Holy shit. A student pilot successfully landed a plane by herself after her instructor jumped to his death mid-flight. She said her instructor told her, "You know what to do," before leaping from the aircraft. I've heard of trial by fire, but trial by traumatization is crazy. Traumatize her in the process? Yeah. Wasn't thinking clearly, chat. Or, let's not say he obviously wasn't thinking clearly. That's not an answer, okay? Because I do think that even if you are deeply unhappy and you are chemically thinking there is only one way out, there are ways to do it without traumatizing your student in the process. Okay. Hell, he could have crashed his own plane if he wanted to, you know? But he chose to jump while he was advising a student. Which, is there... It's a smaller plane, it looks like. Is there a black box? There would be recordings, no? Doesn't take away from your wrongdoings. You do not need to involve others. Mm-hmm. Sorry. Someone's tweet. Training aircraft on the black boxes? Gotcha. Well, if they're training, could they have like a GoPro or something for like a training plane for like safety and training instruction? Okay, have you guys seen Topolino's? I've talked about, if you follow Girly Pop Go on TikTok, you'll have seen these. So this is the Topolino, okay? So there's the Topolino, which has a door. And then this is the Dolce Vita. So these ones are actually, they have no door on the Dolce Vita. This is, they're the Topolino Dolce Vita, okay? Very popular in Europe, okay? They're gonna start shipping to the United States though. They're starting at $13K with a $990 destination fee. Chat, I want one. I want one bad. I've never driven one. I've been inside one. When I was at Cannes Lions, I think it was it DoorDash? No, it was Ibotta. They were using these as like transport for people. Like, I think this is the way that I get one of those like cool, you know, those Asian videos? That sounds so weird. The Asian videos of like girls with their little, like, it's like an electric scooter, but it's also like a house. Like, it's basically a van, and they like bring takeout and they have their shoes inside and they can turn it into a table and they like eat in it and they can park it and shit. Have you guys seen these? This, I feel like, is the closest I can get to that feeling, you know? Because I can't have one of those in the United States, I feel. I feel like this is closer. I think this, sometimes these are road legal, sometimes they're not. Someone said, see, these are the ones with the doors. Look at them. It's basically a smart car. Smart cars are road legal, you know? Look at them. You can customize them. Imagine me with a green one. Or like a sexy chocolate brown, you know? They're using AI on them now. See, they're basically the same specs as these things. But they are very, I think you're following. They do have low miles per hour. So like, you couldn't drive that thing on the freeway, you know? Which is the problem. But a fun little car, to putt around Los Angeles with, maybe get robbed in. I don't know. I think that's funny. Like, where are the doors? Some of them have doors. The Dolce Vita does not. As I said. United Seven Kingdoms got 9. Let's see. The Moana movie is a 32% on Rotten Tomatoes. When you can take Sepulveda all the way down. Who cares about Crumple Zone? They look cute. I'm kidding. Okay, we'll talk about this because I think that this is a good example. No one shuts up anymore. No one knows the ancient art of shutting the fuck up and knowing when to shut the fuck up, you know? And when to say nothing. And more importantly, when to post nothing. Okay? Not everything needs to be posted online. I literally had this talk with my manager today because there was a potential brand deal that I wasn't gonna. I was thinking about not doing it for a variety of reasons, but ultimately I decided not to because it would require me to go to like an appointment regarding my health for the video, which like I'll talk about stuff, but like having to film a doctor's appointment is a boundary I'm not doing. We're a little too Black Mirror with that shit. Certain things I'm not doing, okay? Talking about weight loss, talking about working out, gut health, things like that. I'll talk about that. But, like, you're not going to hear me talk about that with the doctor, you know? Like, you're not going to be in the room while I'm doing that. That's a Black Mirror boundary, okay? However, there's also things that I just won't talk to y'all about. There's things that I won't post about. And there are things that I do or things that I believe in or whatever. And it's not like a bad thing or anything like that. But there's little things that just don't need to be online because it'll ruin it for other people. You know what I'm saying? For example, this girl posted, her name is Julia. And Julia, you're an asshole, okay? She posted on TikTok, me and my long distance friend taking advantage of Depop free shipping and sending each other clothes we don't want wear anymore. And there was, I believe, either her or another girl, maybe it's a long distance friend, talking about how her whole family loves Depop. They live across the country from each other because there's free shipping. So they just they use it to send clothes back and forth, and they like sell things for $1.99 to their family and friends and use it to ship it back and forth. Within about 24 hours, Depop got rid of free shipping. I believe they've brought it back due to backlash. But did you see how quickly you wanting to brag about misusing a platform that is meant for selling things secondhand, you using it for something that probably a lot of people do, which is using it for shipping of clothes, sharing of items, you posting about that, how that almost ruined it for everyone? That's something you tell in the group chat. That's something you tell in the Discord. That's not something you post with your whole face as you are literally filling a bag up, stuffing it full, a massive bag, 2 massive bags. She basically used 2 bags to make 1 bag on TikTok. You gotta, like, it's not even gatekeeping. It's called not ruining it for fucking everybody. Same thing. Why are we posting pirating sites with our full faces in them? Here's the best sites to watch anime for free. Shut the fuck up. That's meant for me to find while hunting Tumblr at 3 in the morning on a post with 3 likes on it. It's not a TikTok with your full face on it that gets 200,000 views. Okay? Like, let's stop admitting to shit, you know? Without sending is a lot. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta get it out. Delete it. I've definitely filmed things just to get them out of my chest, off my chest, and then I delete it. Sometimes I just gotta talk to a screen. Yep. So again, that used to be invaluable for people trying to sell things, trying to, you know, keep clothing out of landfills, trying to shop secondhand. Because most other sites, I used to sell on Mercari a lot. Mercari had really cheap shipping at the start. But what I also liked about it is eventually you can make it so that like it was included in the total. So like when you bought something, you would also be paying for the cost of shipping, like when you bought it. So that I, the shipper, didn't have to deal with that. But Depop was free, which is what made Depop valuable. Meta now lets anyone generate AI images with your Instagram post, but you can stop it. Okay, we're gonna do this right now. Hold on. We're gonna we're gonna change these settings. So this is from Lifehacker. Open the Instagram app on your phone, go to the profile and tap the 3-line menu. Okay. Go to sharing and reuse. Why is it not loading? Okay, go to sharing and reuse. Okay, it's down at the bottom. And now we get to session. Allow people to reuse your content on Instagram with AI meta features. Okay, mine is off for Reels. Oh, it was on for posts. With Meta AI, it's off for Reels. Disable the posts and Reels feature. Okay. So for me right now, for the Meta AI, it only gives me the option for Reels. It does not show posts. I am turning off the reuse your content feature for posts and Reels. Yeah, allow people to create with and reuse your original audio on Meta AI. So yeah, so the settings are not up yet. Okay, so it's not fully extorted yet. I just turned it off for everything, so there's no remixing and reusing at all, just for now. Still hate it. Ugh, still hate it. Jeff Kober also self-submitted. He played, was it Duncan or something? It's Robbie's friend. A week ago, I couldn't get a good agent in my life depended on it. And in the last hour, I think that's already starting to change, Alan tells Clayton Davis. These nominations and accolades from the industry have credit. It's not always easy for somebody to stand behind an artist based purely on their own belief in them. I tend to do well when I'm in an underdog position, and the business gives you plenty of opportunities to be put in that position. The fuck? So, for the Love and Deep Space situation, cops were at the Infold, outside of Infold, last night, okay? Or today, depending on timing, because they're in China. And people were like, no, this is bullshit. And then they found more videos. And now it looks like what it was, because people thought maybe it wasn't like their offices, because there's multiple buildings for Paper Games, I believe, for Infold. And it looks like there was a man live streaming with a sharp weapon trying to break into the office building. I don't know. Yeah, he was posting. Someone live streamed while forcing their way in with a weapon, who I haven't seen it, and they linked it. They're speculating staff was harmed. I don't know if anything is real. The poster said it was filmed at 9 p.m. tonight, but though apparently they were already dispatched this afternoon, seems like they were still there for safety reasons and measures. It's way out of hand at this point. I mean, what do they... Is he just like aware? Like, there's nothing... There's no more information right now, and anything that would be in Chinese or Mandarin. And... No, right? Chinese... Yes? You speak Mandarin, right? You don't write Mandarin. You just write Chinese. Yes? Read Chinese. Speak Mandarin. Yes? Am I wrong? I have a headache. I think. I don't know. Okay. Well, Creeper, that's not helpful. They did censor a lot. It's not a rumor. There's like, people are checking it. One of Xavier's myths is missing. There was a huge, massive update coming, and so people were hoping that it was Valko anyway. However, it's looking like it's just a re-release, so people are pissed again. There was a post saying that there was a main story update with the words "A Shattered Quiet," and "A Shattered Quiet" was Valko's story name. So maybe we're still getting Valko? Who knows? Do you read Mandarin, or do you only speak Mandarin? Like, do you read Chinese? But like if I'm reading an article coming out of China, it would be written in Chinese, yes? It wouldn't be written in, say, you wouldn't refer to it as written in Mandarin. It's in Mandarin. You wouldn't say that? I don't do either. Okay. Mandarin is a spoken dialect, while Chinese is a written form by different dialects. So I believe what you're saying is correct. Okay. Because I was saying anything about the incident would be written in Chinese, and then I was like, or Mandarin, and then I was like, that doesn't sound right, so. Written by each other. Mm. Oh my god, they put jiggle physics on Doctor Strange for Marvel Rivals. There's jiggle physics on his ass and his dick. I don't even think I can show this on stream. I'm dead. Oh my god, I'm sleepy. Related to Captain America. Yeah, I'm annoyed they like listened to men and made him less grotesquely endowed. I thought it was funny as fuck. Justin, the FBI has opened an investigation of the Argentine Football Association for alleged money laundering, wire fraud, and tax evasion. I think they're just mad, but who knows? They also used a photo of Messi for this, so I don't love that. Oh, it's a Miami company at the center of Argentina's Is it okay? Well, then, is it actually Argentina or is it the Miami team? Does know Argentina is mostly white, right? Again, I don't even think it's that. I do think it's they're doing well in the World Cup and the United States didn't. If we're going from that route. Apparently, because there's a UN meeting, I believe, right now. There's literally a note going around saying, do not bring up the World Cup in front of Donald Trump. Which is extremely funny. Good. The GoFundMe for Nolan Wells' family for his funeral and such has raised over $100,000. And people are mad that they're raising money. Funerals cost a lot, and they had a tragic loss. Like, and also, if the city does nothing, they 100% need to file a wrongful death suit. That's going to take a lot of money. So you know what? I hope they raise $500,000. NATO, I believe. Gotcha. Let's see. Everyone is talking about Asian cigarettes and Chinese cigarettes and stuff on Twitter. Because people were posting about flavored cigarettes. Some were like non-nicotine ones. Like tea cigarettes and stuff. And then everyone's like, wait, you want to see what they're cooking over there in China? And like started posting all these. His mother is in the Nolan's case on Twitter. Is she posting? Yes. Oh, dear God. The girl he was supposedly talking to or dating, Katie, is cooperating with police. Two of the boys he was with, their parents lawyered up. And apparently the wife of the judge for the area of the case is involved somehow. They wanted to get away with it. Those initial statements will get them. Well, apparently they called lawyers early, is the thing. If we stay cool and play it off, Gambit. Again, they convinced me they had something they did with it by the fact that they left the island. They didn't immediately, as soon as it was reported that he was missing. Wait, what the fuck? What do you mean? He's supposed to be with Katie. What do you mean? He didn't do that shit? They're just like, no, he went to go meet someone. We thought I caught a different ride. Again, I literally posted this on Twitter. I met a girl that day, okay? We went to a party and I knew she was drinking and I could not find her in my line of sight. I hunted through that party to find that girl, okay? I didn't know her. I met her that day. Didn't know her well. She wasn't my best friend. She was my good friend, okay? But if my best friend and I were on an island, at a party or otherwise, and I was their ride on a boat, okay? And there's no infrastructure on the island because it's basically a sandbar is what it looks like with grass on it, okay? I'm not leaving that island until I have eyes on my friend. I know who they're with and where the fuck they are. That's it. That's it. I'm hunting. I would have gotten back on that fucking boat and gone back over there myself as soon as they were like, he didn't come back from the island. I would have gotten back over there. Okay? Okay. Why did they have his phone? Exactly. Let's see. God, my head hurts. Yeah, you're like you have to get in the water to get to it, but also it's like Again, even if you leave the phone in the boat, hey man, we're leaving, let's go make sure he has his phone, okay? It's one thing to leave it. It doesn't justify them leaving with his phone. God, if Oscar goes to Audi, that would be funny as hell. Let's see. By your own admission, were you drunk driving the boat? Who was the designated driver? They couldn't keep track of three people sober. That will get them. Okay. Will I get banned if I say that a certain streamer should be banned permanently on Twitch? Will I get banned for that? If they've already been banned? So, I think Extra Emily should get a more serious ban. Because this is not the first time that she has been streaming and driving and been banned for doing so, including almost getting in an accident. And then her response was that she has learned and that she will do better to do less driving on stream, limit driving on stream in the future. How about no driving on stream in the future? How about we don't do that? How about we stop? How about you can't be trusted to do that? Why are we reading chat? Going through an intersection and almost getting in an accident. And again, it's happened before. So all right, so this is an It's a Gundam video. So he's probably going to be extremely harsh, but I feel like this will be a good covering a couple of different bases. Okay. Okay.
I can't look at chat anymore. I don't want to pull an extra Emily. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I love her lack of energy. Go, girl, give us nothing.
Modern streaming culture is a clear sign that the Twitch community is infested with Chris-Chan caliber humans and the engineers of tomorrow.
The video footage here was from Kai Cenat's riot just a few years ago. He promised PlayStation 4s and didn't deliver.
Caused a riot.
Stormed the streets.
Police that had to save him from the very mess he created.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? Hitler's
I'm Hitler's top guy. What am I gonna do? Adolf Hitler chose me to lead the revolution.
He's not funny at all.
It's a gun.
One thing that never changes with Twitch is the preferential treatment of their content creators. Extra Emily is among the anointed ones who have Dan Clancy's phone number on speed dial just in case they're ever upset with TOS actually being enforced upon them.
One day Dan Clancy's gonna get called creepy by an e-girl and get fired. Then maybe, just maybe, Twitch will have a CEO that isn't a clout-chasing gooner weirdo.
So in back of, I think it was TwitchCon 2024, Will Neff was back there, some other top streamers were back there, and Extra Emily and Emeru were back there. Brother, he did not talk to a single other fucking streamer. NMP Lowell was also back there. He can vouch for this. Dan Clancy was talking to Emeru and Extra Emily exclusively. I went to talk to him. I was met with a one-word response.
Not now, Chief. I'm in the third zone.
There was a...
I do think it's very weird. That's Dan Clancy calling me. I'm sorry. No. I do think it's very weird that the CEO of the platform does a lot of streams and or parties during TwitchCon with girls. I think that's weird. I think there should be a separation of church and state. You know, like it's common for YouTubers. I don't hang out with a ton of them. I have friends that work at YouTube. We don't hang out all the time. You know, we meet up at events and things like that. But like, Neil is not in my DMs. You know, like I don't talk with Neil. You know, like they're employees of YouTube that work on the creator side of things. So of course they develop a relationship and friendships with the creators in the space. Some of them are just fans of creators. A lot of them liked my content and can't work with me whatsoever. Like they're not representing me in anything. But like Neil's not partying with us, you know?
Another male streamer, Russell, who went to go talk to him, he was met with a laugh and a one-word response. And then he went to continue to talk to Emeru and Extra Emily. I'm telling you, this guy is a coomer. This guy is a gooner. And the only thing he cares about is female attention. It is embarrassing, as a 70-year-old CEO of our company with a wife, how much preferential treatment he gives women. It's embarrassing.
Put your tits in this. So she has her tits on my shoulder and she's holding them up. I'm holding the award, taking these selfies, posted one on Instagram. And Dan Clancy is just staring right at us. Just going, maybe you were there. It was after the movie event that we did.
I was there.
Yeah. And he was like, guys, I'm actually having a hard time what to do with the pools and hot tub section. Like, what do you think? And he pulled out his phone and showed us his Twitch. And he was like, yes, I do watch these girls. He's like, this is something that we have absolute problems with.
He's a monster.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Anyway, Extra Emily got in trouble for
DWA, driving while Asian.
reckless driving for a third time. And for her, that
Gundam, you're doing a good job of pulling a wide variety of clips, but can we stop with the fucking microaggressions and shit? Dude, holy fuck. I'm gonna have to turn this off. This is insane.
that was a 24-hour ban. But in the case of anyone else like Aged Andy, it's a lifetime ban. Sorry, buddy. You should have tried being sexy and attractive for Dan Clancy.
I've done a video on this guy.
Bro, 9
Forever
years
ago.
I'm still banned for eating chicken nuggets and driving. Twitch, please. I just want to play Maple Story and stream.
Not happening, buddy. Dan doesn't think you...
Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. Imagine if there was a photo with me holding Neil. Like...
This guy was the guy in charge of the Twitch partners when I got permabanned on Twitch.
This is a thing that was exposed at the time.
He would solicit nudes from girls and fast-track their partnerships, and even sexually assault a partner and promise to help her career. But I get banned for 9 years for just driving and eating.
I forgot this guy's name, but I got a clip of Simpson Bear complaining about him not helping her quick enough. I guess the used panties didn't make it in the mail on time. I was going to play the clip for you, but she is dropping the F-bomb for a bundle of sticks. Like there's no tomorrow.
I can't help even with this. Bitch, you can never help Hassan. Who are you kidding?
Isn't she lovely? She's good. Good.
Years growing up on social media and experiencing.
Not the Morgan.
Bitches.
Oh, here's the stream.
Oh, sorry.
Almost drives into another car because she's on this. So this is a highway above her. This is probably classified. I don't know which area she's in. It's probably a massive intersection, borderline an off-ramp, you know, because of the way this street is. This is huge. So everyone's going at speed, you know. It's probably not a freeway though. Still, she looks at chat. She wasn't paying attention. She looks at chat before looking up and then almost drives into that other car.
My bad. That was my bad. I gotta check my my oopsies.
After watching this clip, you realize that
Also, I'm dead. The count for today's subs being 140. Guys, I'm lucky if I get 3. It's just, it's crazy to me. Like, if you can be in the top 5% of streamers on Twitch, you will be printing money.
Extra Emily's in her own world while live streaming. Check your mirrors, check your blind spot before making the turn. Nah, fuck that. It's Emily's world. She really is the Family Guy meme brought to life.
How much signal I need to cut across 8 lane? None?
Her and I are the same fucking age. Yeah. Like, again, you don't do this shit.
I turn now. Good luck, everybody else.
Oopsies.
Dude.
Good thing they did their horn. I had autopilot on and I literally took it off. And then that's when that happened, bro.
Did she just admit to relying on Tesla's autopilot feature to help her drive? That shit is not foolproof, my dude. And now it kind of worries me about how many people are
the victim.
Oh shit, it was a fatal Tesla autopilot crash.
Yeah, guys, also, okay, we're moving, but I can't continue to watch this video because he keeps doing insane edits and microaggressions. Find Unthinkable inside Naked Man. Okay, we're not watching that. But the, you know, to be driving and then to justify it, and then again, the statement, I'll pull up what the statement, well, no, let me find what the statement was, hold on. Extra Emily statement. Extra Emily says she'll cut back on driving streams after Twitch ban. She only got a 24-hour suspension from the platform over a distracted driving incident that went viral. The ban followed a June 28 IRL stream in which Extra Emily appeared to look down at her chat while making a turn, narrowly avoiding a collision with another vehicle. She acknowledged her mistake on the July 2nd stream and apologized to viewers, but clips of the incident quickly spread across X, Reddit, and other social media platforms. I want to learn from my mistakes and do better in the future, so from now on, I'm going to try and minimize the amount of driving I do on stream. You can just not stream and drive. I do it all the time. Or should I say I don't do it all the time. You just don't stream and drive. And if I do drive on stream, I'm going to have the chat off. I just want to do better and not make the same mistake again and again. I do feel really bad. I am learning from it and I want to do better. Problem is that she did this in the past. This one doesn't talk about it. She had a different ban a few years ago for the same incident. No, I had 24. I had did I have a 1 week ban? I think I had a 7-day ban, actually. And that was a copyright claim. That was a turbo copyright claim. Why would I care if she's emulating another streamer that streams and drives on stream. Dude, she still streamed and drove, and she's a massive streamer. Congrats. You know, like, that's irrelevant. I don't care that she was emulating other people. I could also emulate Clavicular and get a bad nose job. I'm not gonna do it. Sorry, driver, I was distracted driving a satire. Yeah. She should never drive on stream again. Yep. Let's see. She's printing money anyway. Yeah. Like, or have someone else sitting passenger reading off chat while she's driving. Like, you don't have to be doing this. Like, it's completely avoidable. Banned driving lives after someone was hit. Oh no, someone was killed. She murdered someone with her car because she was live streaming in a chat room, and you hear the car hit the man's body and he died. I filmed a video on this last year, chat, or early in January. It was in November or January, I can't remember. On streaming and driving. Clavicular purposely hit a guy and said, is he dead? I hope so. Nothing happened in that situation, you know? There was a kick stream where a guy was driving and he was filming, and I think he looked at chat or something that no one was chatting. He just decided to blow through a red light and plowed into another car. Like, everyone's being dumb. Let's see. I'm looking for a video. Like an hour. I can't. Video is cool to catch you live. Hi, sorry, I'm like agitated. There's just certain things lately I just get worked up over. And I'm just like, certain things, I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, God. Okay, let's see. Oh, I watched a good video from Fern. We're not going to watch it again because I feel like we watch Fern videos too often. We watch a lot of their spy and hacking videos. But Fern on YouTube, they did a good video on the massive poker fraud. For those who don't remember, I think it was last year or the year before, the FBI busted, no, it was this year, because we had Patel as our FBI lead. Side note, have people in the FBI or like major crimes, have they always tried to put a pun in? Like, the tables have turned on this poker game. Have they always tried to do that, or is that a special little pizzazz of this administration? Because I know that Keith Keg's Breath, you know, I know he likes to try and do a F-A-F-O. You know, I know he likes to try and do that shit like he's cool. Like they're trying to get a viral soundbite or something. But to see that press conference in the Fern video, they made fun of it too. They were like, they're doing a lot of weird jokes relating to sports. I love that shit, Jesus. God, all of my videos are fashion videos right now. That's funny. So basically, I've been watching many a video out of Couture Week because it's Couture Week right now, and I'm very excited. Let's see. I thought that's how all investigators speak. Yeah, I'm wondering if that's the case, that they also just watched a bunch of cartoons and stuff. Oh, I think Mitch McConnell's dead. I think they're hiding it. But, like, I don't know. I don't think you should get to do that to your constituents. I think you get 1 week of... max 1 week of, you know, a medical event, anything like that, before you have to at least put someone in your post, deputize someone in your post, tell you are well. I don't think you can just hold your seat like that. I think you have to, and it's like a temporary position. Like, it's like is it the 23rd Amendment? The 23rd Amendment that lets the next, you can put the vice president or speaker of the house, like the chain of command, if the president does not feel they can do their duties or they need medical attention, anything like that. And it's a temporary position until it is taken back. The same way, like, it's like, yeah, you still have to run for election, you know. Would be rioting right now. Yeah. That's the 25th, if I remember correctly. Gotcha. Is this the 25th? I feel like it's the 24th. But with Mitch, I mean, he's been a rotting corpse for quite a while, so... Let's see. Keep trying to add something to my watch later, and it's like, let's see. Do we do... Oh, this could be good. Horror movies that piss me off. I see The Boy in here, and I like The Boy, so I'm open to this.
To watch a horror movie, the #1 aspect that should be taken into account is your fear, obviously. So let me ask you a juicy question, ladies and gentlemen.
No eating in my class.
Why on earth do I constantly get mad while watching these damn movies? I cannot go one day without seeing something on my screen that absolutely ruins everything about my life. Characters making the dumbest decisions, monsters that are not really monstrous, and movies that should be thrown in the trash, then flung into the ocean, and then nuked with every bomb in the galaxy. Horror movies that piss me off, 3. There's been 3 of them. You're telling me in the big 2-6, I still have to deal with idiot survivors? At what point do we start siding with the villains? Because come closer, my brethrens.
Like Ava.
This last movie, I was about to do some Mike TV shit, hop inside the movie and start whooping ass myself. I'm already angry. Let's just get to it.
Subscribe, please.
If you want Stone Cold Steve Austin to take a big ass dump, give me a hell.
Come with the order.
Not the boy. I like the
Dolls.
boy.
I hate dolls. I'm pretty 110 that the only reason any person ever would ever have a doll is that A, they're under 10 years old, or B, they're trying to be creeped out by those porcelain bastards. Anyways, this brings us to the boy, which instantly introduces us to the title card, and if you know anything about anything, that is never a good sign. We cut to Maggie, aka Greta, being creeped on by this old dude as they pull up to the crib of doom. Who is Maggie about to babysit for? Dracula?
Don't come to my house or else I'll suck your dick.
You see, Greta is the new nanny for this family, the Hillshires, and as she's being a little nosy,
This is going to have spoilers, by the way. This has maybe one of my favorite twists in a modern horror movie. Because then when you watch it back, you're like, yeah, that makes so much sense, you know? But like, it's so good. I hated what they did with the sequel. The sequel was stupid. But they were like, well, this was successful, let's do a sequel. Shouldn't have done a sequel.
dude jump scares her. This is Malcolm, the grocery man, which why is the grocery man all up in the crib? I have never had a delivery man actually walk into my house, let alone all the way upstairs to my rooms. Get your ass out of here! Randomly, grocery boy decides to give the once-over of the house, and as they stock the fridge and pantries, and during their little flirting session, Malcolm starts palm reading Greta's gum. Somebody call the police. See, this man needs to be stopped. Anyways, through this mind-reading bit, we learned that Greta is from the United States and only came to the UK to run away from her dark past. This
Me with Japan.
conversation is interrupted by Mrs. Hillshire, who is very interested in Greta's shoes. This cuts us to meet the whole family, Mr. and Mrs. Hillshire.
Yeah, this is what I call ADHD editing, and it's not my favorite. This is usually like one of those videos I put on the TV and I do other shit. Like, I'm not watching for the purpose of I can't watch this shit.
And of course, their lovely son, Brahms.
What the hell is even that?
Okay, look. Let me tell you something. If you don't turn around and book it the fuck out of this room ASAP, then everything that's about to come your way is 100% deserved. Why on planet Sheen are we shaking hands and introducing?
Because if you watch the fucking movie and you learn about her ex, she is desperate for a way out of her life. She is desperate for a job. She is desperate to be protected and hidden. She doesn't even want to get a job in the city because if you're a girl, okay, and you've ever dealt with a stalker and an abusive ex, of course, you get so paranoid. Of course, a mostly forgotten manor in the countryside, babysitting a doll sounds perfect. Yes, it's weird. Yes, it's unconventional. But he's not gonna fucking find you. It would take a lot, you know? That's why. You have to know the fear that he will find you. And I believe, I haven't watched this movie in a minute, but I believe it's implied that she had tried to just move cities at one point, and that wasn't enough. Like, she literally felt she had no choice but to flee the country.
Introducing ourselves to Brahms the doll boy. However, Greta Evans still needs that bag though, which I am willing to respect. But Mama Brahms shows her the rules of being the nanny. She starts changing, kissing, reading, feeding, bars, and all sorts of other shits to this doll. And I'm the lowest of...
Yeah, exactly. Dude, I would love babysit my doll job. Low key. Would I think the thing is haunted from the jump? Yeah. But you know what? I don't have to actually take care of a real screaming child. Okay. But like, I get a nice room. I have a nice place. You know, I'm safe. No one knows where I am. Basically, this is like a creative, as a writer, this is a writer's dream job. Do you know how many writers wish they had a job for that summer where they were a nanny to a doll? Do you know how many writers would kill for that? You got to put yourself in the shoes of others is the problem.
keys, this is not worth the paycheck. This is when Father Brahms ensures her that their son is
Look at these
indeed
grounds.
still with them. Greta
It's
cannot
stunning.
believe her eyes. She tells her sister about her current situation, and now we are watching Brahms getting yelled at by his mother. We learn that Ma and Pa are going on vacation, and no bullshit, during this entire 10-minute scene, both the mom and the dad basically say,
We did play Unhinged, Sparkly. I screamed a lot. We played Unhinged. I yelled a lot because Ava, the main character, is moving too fucking slowly for my taste. I was agitated with her. She irritated me. I also clocked the reveal early, but that's just because I'm me. She moves so slow. Now we're watching this man who hates this horror movie that I like a lot.
to Greta that she needs to GTFO. The dad is like, don't be mean to this doll or else. And the mom is going to whisper in Greta's ear.
Yeah, like you don't have to, like the homeowners are, like you basically get this home alone. Literally as, like this is a writer's retreat. Like literally, this is my dream idea of a job. I get to watch TV and movies. I get to chill with this doll. I get to eat. I get to make them a plate with what I'm already eating. Food is handled. You know, my job, I'm being paid. You know, I feel like this is kind of the dream scenario for this is an introvert's wet dream of a job. Truly, when you think about it.
I'm sorry? Find another job, Maggie. It cannot be that hard. Obviously, since the parents are gone, Greta does not follow any of those rules as she covers the weird-ass doll, pours up some bubbly, and takes a nap. I'm sure you can sense what's about to happen here. At night, Brahms is no longer covered by the blanket. This forces Greta to chuck him into this room, but not so fast, because as she begins to sleep, she starts hearing children's laughter, and as she gets closer and closer to this painting, oh, okay, that one got me. That one got me. This turns out to be just a nightmare, and now we go through a montage of Greta ignoring the rules and her duties as the nanny. This is when Malcolm tells us what happened to the real Brahms 20 years ago, i.e. this. And the doll has taken his place ever since. This is when Malcolm had asked, is shooting straight green beans with Greta. Brahms is not too happy about this, and now we're in the shower chachino, where something is getting a little naughty. The dress gets stolen, the necklace too, and a piece of her hair is missing. The attic is now somehow opened, and now we're climbing up to the freaky opened attic. You are naked. You have no clothes on. Why are you trying to be Captain America? Something obviously locks Greta in the attic. Malcolm drives away on their date, and then she gets hit with what I can only assume is Conqueror's hockey before she passes out. Greta continues to break the rules. Malcolm is kind of shit-talking Brahms, and next morning, Greta's missing shoes from the beginning of the movie return to the foot of her door. Clearly, at this point, someone else is...
I would have abided by the rules earlier. I would have just continued to abide by the rules, especially because I would assume they had nanny cams in a home like this. I would assume there were nanny cams. So I would still be doing my job. I might still like fuck around a little bit. I might explore, you know, I might write, watch a movie, whatever. Like we're watching cartoons before bedtime, you know. But like I'd probably still follow the rules because I would assume they're watching me, but that's my anxiety talking.
In the house. Like, that's no debate. I cannot believe Greta does not believe that this is the case. What? Okay. The motherfucking doll is alive. Greta gets a phone call from inside the house, and it's Brahms on the phone telling her...
Yeah, see, this is the thing, is it's like, usually with movies like this, when people have this opinion, it's like, I would have left already, you know, which like, I understand. Again, what is her alternative? Sure, you could argue another job. All things considered, the money is good, you know, like she doesn't know how bad this situation is yet. Not really. She's being terrorized, but she doesn't realize the severity of the situation yet. Not really. But she knows what she came from, which was an abusive psycho ex-boyfriend, okay? And I believe, I think God, I need to rewatch this movie. It's been like 2 years, I think. I think the inciting incident of her actually leaving was, I think someone correct me if you remember this. I feel like she was pregnant and lost the pregnancy because of the boyfriend, if I'm remembering this correctly. And that's what made her actually leave. And that plays a role, obviously, later in the movie. And so she kind of is like, okay, let me use this maternal feeling that I want a child for, I'm going to be watching this tonight. Like she's like turns that onto the doll, you know? So again, it's like, you'll put up with a lot of shit when you've come from a horrible situation, you know? It's actually very simple. If anything, this is a metaphor for a phenomenon. It's not uncommon for women that were in previously abusive relationships, their next relationship to also be with a shitty dude, but it's marginally better. And let's say he doesn't actively hit you. Therefore, this is the best case scenario. This is the guy that I should be with, you know? When really the answer is everyone's a psycho. You can also be alone. But I understand that's not the easiest thing for everyone. So you could argue, yes, she is now re-entering into an abusive relationship with the doll. However, when she's coming from this other, she's being psychologically tormented, but she's coming from an abusive relationship where he literally beat her. Abusers have killed more people than possessed dolls. Clock it. Things happen too, like the person will gaslight themselves. They'll be like, that couldn't have happened. I must have imagined it. I'm being silly. Yeah. However, the parents, before they left, were like, oh, Brahms must have run off with your shoes. You know, like little comments here and there that you're like, in the moment you're like, what the fuck? But then when all these things are happening, you're like, holy fuck, they were telling the truth.
Dumbass to follow the rules. And Brahms' bitch ass is outside the door. Like he's talking to Greta right now.
I promise I'll be good. It's your favorite.
And my man's is actually kind of chill. He made her a sandwich. In light of this new information, Greta starts following the...
Low-key, the sandwich would have sold me. So few men make sandwiches these days. It's so crazy because, like, if you know about the twist, the twist of this movie is going to be revealed in this 100%. Okay, if you know about the twist and then you rewatch the movie, it literally makes you rewatch the movie because you're like, holy shit, how did I not clock that?
Rules to the T. Meanwhile, with Ma and Pa,
yeah, they off themselves.
Whoa, why did they randomly start taking the easy way out? What the fuck is going on? This cuts us right to another montage, but this time it's Greta bonding with Brahms. However, Greta is still uncertain at times that Brahms is alive, which I don't know how that's possible considering he was talking to her on the phone and made her a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But now she's trying to convince Malcolm of this, which of course doesn't take right away until it does. Then Greta trauma dumps on Malcolm and we cut to them getting down to the naughty business, which of course Brahms does not approve of this. This is when Malcolm wants to GTFO, but of course Greta is standing her ground for some unknown reason. We then learn that Brahms used to have a friend named Emily, but when Emily became deadly and Brahms was the killer, before he can be questioned by the police, he randomly died in the fire. Finally, the whole reason Greta is even in this situation shows up.
When Emily became deadly. My guy. Dude. On the crunch of that bread, it sounded so good, LOL.
In the form of Cole, her abusive ex.
He's a huge fucking dude, too. And I believe there were hang-up calls or something, or maybe his sister. Oh no, I think he went to her sister, I think is how he found out.
It's a little handsy, and Greta tells Brahms that she needs his help. So Brahmy Boy only gives him one warning, which he doesn't take too kindly. So option number 2 is on the table.
There's something.
I should note he smashes the doll first.
Brahms was alive the whole time.
Haunted doll is actually real, alive, sweaty wall man. Which, when I tell you, that then puts this movie in the slasher category, by the way, after that. especially because he does have the childhood kill count as well. The slasher community on Tumblr fucking loves Brahms. They love Brahms.
And that boy is big as fuck. Wait a minute. How was this a big ass dude talking like a little kid? That's a grown ass man.
My favorite thing about this movie is he didn't have the mask originally in test screenings. And apparently he's too hot without the mask. And so like women viewers were like, I feel like I wouldn't be that scared because that's just a hot guy. Like that's just that, like, yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm being chased, but like it's kind of disarming because he's very good looking and not very threatening, you know, like as he's chasing after you. So then they added the mask. And I'm so glad they did because it looks so fucking good. They did that with CGI. The movie was totally filmed. They had to digitally add the mask in later.
Brahms starts beating the brakes out of everyone in the house, catching bodies. As they run away, Greta actually makes it out and then randomly returns to the house to save Malcolm. You had it right there on your hands, the grasp of freedom. You idiot.
No, I get Greta here because I also feel like after everything that's happened, this is one of those, which slasher could you take in a fight? I would survive this. I would handle this. Brahms is one of those, well, okay, have you ever seen those TikTok videos where it's men being like annoyed that like women don't want to be their moms? That's Brahms. But he's literally like age stuck. So like you literally just gotta baby him and then stab him when he's like with his head in your lap. Like it's really that simple. Like you just gotta like, I do think this is an easy slasher to evade. I do feel like this is easy, you know? He's very tall. Rocking his shit would be difficult, you know? He's very strong, okay? You got to kind of do a little subterfuge, okay?
It's okay because she actually murks my brother in Brahms, and the movie ends with Malcolm and Greta getting the hell out of there and Brahms returning from the grave twice in his lifetime.
Nice working with your sister. Anytime, brother.
The Conjuring universe is home to many beautiful movies. Some I'd go...
So what I hate about the second The Boy and why I literally still have not watched it is they went the more it's an actual ghost route. Like actually it's a ghost. The boy doll is there, but they went the actually haunted route. And like, yeah, Brahms actually survived, but then it's like he actually did die or something. Like the doll is haunted regardless. Or like the doll made him do it or some shit. I still haven't seen it because I don't want to. Because I'm like, you ruined the point. You ruined the point. Also, this gets rid of when she finds the note from the parents. It's haunting, okay? Because it's one thing to be like, hey, we think you are the one to like watch over our son. Basically, Brahms requested a woman. Like, Brahms, like, wanted a woman, and they picked her. Like, she was there, and they were like, well, he'll like you, you know? And so they leave in the note, like, that they're gonna off themselves. But, like, yeah, like, sorry to do this to you, basically.
So far as to say they're some of the greatest horror movies ever made. Masterpieces, if you will. The Nun is definitely not one of these movies because we start out this shit show
The Nun is not good.
Dracula's second home, where these two nuns willfully entered this door. It says God ends here. This one over here is talking about some...
See, I feel like because I was raised Catholic, I wasn't raised in the church like this, obviously. But, like, when it comes to... They use nuns for everything. And, like, Catholicism is the one to use for horror movies because, one, our iconography fucking slaps. It's radical as shit. It's cool as hell, okay? However, they often go like, they use different, they pull from different versions of Christianity and religion. And also they never do like there's not always the best exploration of like the actual parts of being Catholic, I feel, that work, especially with the nuns, but that's just me. I have thoughts.
Have some faith. I do have faith. I have faith that both of y'all are about to die. The nun starts aura farming, and we cut to this dude singing songs and discovering dead nuns. The title card jump scares us, and now we're with these dudes who assigned Father Burke to the case. The dude who found the dead nun's name is Frenchie, and he needs to escort Father Burke and Sister Irene to the church. Reluctantly, he agrees, and they make their journey. They find the preserved nun, spot the key she was holding, and decide to give her a proper burial. All three of them make their way into the church, where they, no lie, walk around and say nothing for like 10 minutes. This is until Irene spots the Reverend Mother, who is also just aura farming in the dark. Frenchie gets told to fuck off, and as he does so, he spots this nun chilling in the woods. This, of course, leads him to the grave where he buried the other nun. Then he gets jumped by this ugly-ass zombie-looking nun, and for the third and probably not the last time in this movie, the nun starts aura farming. During dinner, Burke and Irene talk about their past. This is when we learn Father Burke has some experience in exorcism, and it didn't end too well. As the father sleeps, the radio starts playing some tunes, and he spots the same boy from his past and gets lured into being buried alive.
Dumb.
Sister Irene somehow hears this commotion, and what do you know? There go the nun. She just aura farming. Sister Irene is apparently Professor X because she uses her telepathic abilities to find out which grave the father was buried alive in. I remind you, the nun was ringing every single bell in this graveyard. How did she find this? Crazy enough, the grave the nun threw the father in contained books explaining what the hell is going on.
Oh, of
Sister
course.
Irene finds more nuns. Frenchie is getting lit back in the village, and the father finds out the demon's name is Valak. Sister Irene gets this whole spiel about how the church opened the gateway for great evil to bleed into the world, and they're interrupted by this nun. And why is everyone being so secretive about this shit? Y'all know the demon is in the church, right? This girl right here says everyone has seen Valak. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Father Burke gets told that Sister Irene is cooked. Irene has a dream that she gets possessed and wakes up to find Valak roaming the halls. We are 1 hour into this movie, and Valak hasn't done anything of importance. Does Valak just walk around the hallways? Is it the demon of hallways? Somehow Sister Irene makes her way to the foggiest place known to man and almost gets force-pulled into the devil's room, but of course, nothing happens. Anyways, Father Burke continues to get tormented by Danny Boy. All of the nuns get blown up, and Frenchie pulls up just in time to save Father Burke's life. As Frenchie and Burke pull up to save Sister Irene, we find out that this whole crazy 30-minute nun shtick wasn't even real, and Sister Irene is just schizophrenic. She takes her vows, finds the secret room with Jesus Christ's blood in it, and into the devil's room they go. Valak hits Irene with a FNAF 1 jump scare, takes over her body, then ups the cannon on Frenchie, but he's able to spread Jesus Christ's blood on her face, forcing Valak out of Irene's body. Valak does the classic screech and launches Irene into the pool. This is when Frenchie dies.
I'm sorry, the editing, because I care
gotta
less.
Be top 1 worst boyfriends in the world, because we start off with him recording himself at the crib.
Oh. We're into Paranormal Activity. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, this video, and now that I don't care about these movies, it's harder to sit through it. Let's see. Should we do crime again? Just search crime. See, it's gonna be all true crime. Organized crime. Illegal sports betting. No, it's too long. I'm getting hungry. God, all these videos are so long. Sleep? No. Ooh, Japan's Most Wanted.
The most wanted fugitives in Japan. If
Here
you're
we
watching
go.
this video, you've probably heard of the FBI's most wanted list. A list of criminals most
Rouge has definitely been murdered, in my opinion. I think she's fully dead, by the way.
wanted by the United States government. This list has existed for almost a century. And if you're a regular viewer of Trust Me Bro, then you would know that I've actually made 2 videos about the FBI's most wanted list. But did you know that in Japan they also have a most wanted list? Don't worry.
She is a crypto scammer. She scammed a metric fuck ton of money and disappeared in 2017, 2018, I believe. They believe that she fled to Greece. They believe that she got plastic surgery. They believe that some of her criminal connections helped hide her. I think those criminal connections murdered her because most of these crypto guys that rip off a bunch of people, they usually at some point get greedy and start ripping off people that do have money, which means they have money to have people deal with you. So a lot of them actually end up, they go missing and then they're found dead. So she has never been found alive or dead. There's been no spottings as far as I know. I think she's dead.
I didn't either. But once I learned that Japan had a most wanted list, I was definitely intrigued. To be honest, I was even surprised to find out that Japan had crime in general. But to discover that they had a most wanted list with...
They have some truly fucked up crime. If you really, God, they really have some truly fucked up crime in Japan, actually.
It's shocking. And trust me when I say this, the people on this most wanted list definitely earned their spot. And today, we're going to discuss who's on the list and what they did to get there. Let's get started. Hiroshi Kokure. Hiroshi was born in 1969 and stands at roughly 170 centimeters tall. And for the first part of his life, Hiroshi seemed to live a semi-regular life. He was a truck driver and typically kept to himself. That was until he met a girl he liked.
Did I tell you guys about the Japanese road rage incident I saw in Japan while I was waiting for the bus? I filmed it. I sent it to my dad. I was like, do you want to see a Japanese road rage incident? He was like, absolutely. So I sent it to him. I was like, do you know how rare that is? You know what I found for you? Because he had to hang up on me at one point while I was in Japan to talk with his girlfriend. And I was like, wow, you're abandoning me and I got you gold. Basically, it was like one trucker and then another small trucker. And I think one was blocking an unloading zone because he was using it. And so one of them was stopped. The other one got out and like went up to the big trucker like this and started yelling at him. And they were yelling at each other back and forth, like going back and forth. And then he got in the truck and he didn't hit him, but he did like the swerve to look like he was gonna hit him as he drove off. And then the other guy drove off as well. Meanwhile, me and the people at the bus are just like,
liked on one of his deliveries. This woman worked at a retail store and she happened to work there every time Hiroshi was dropping off inventory. Although this casual,
he's gonna kill her, isn't he?
Professional relationship would quickly develop into something much darker. As Hiroshi was not only developing a crush, but also an obsession with this woman. Every time Hiroshi would make a delivery and this woman was working, he would plead and beg with her to please take her on a date. And eventually she caved in. Although
as a rule, I never give in to begging. Also, if I say no at the jump and then you're begging constantly, I'm never saying no after that or saying yes after that, because there's always the chance that when you finally take pity on them, they're going to resent you for making them wait that long. And they'll either be shitheads or violent, frankly. It happens all the time. I see it all the time. It's one thing to just be like, if you're ever interested, if you ever change your mind, hit me up. It's one thing to like leave it open-ended. If you accept a soft no, that's one thing. But begging, we're in dangerous territory. Scary. Scary, scary.
It was on this date that she reluctantly went on that she realized how creepy this guy was.
Yeah.
They drove around the city chatting, and the entire time the vibes were completely off. And when she made it clear that it was time to go home, Hiroshi made sure to take the longest way home possible. And unfortunately, when he dropped her off, he was able to learn and memorize her address. And after this date, this woman...
Never, ever, ever. No. No first date at the house. But I mean, I'm assuming she thought, well, he's the delivery guy. I talk to him all the time. I know him. Like, so she probably thought it was fine. I hate this.
Never saw Hiroshi again, as she would ignore him at her job, and anytime he would try to call her work or her home, she would ignore. That
hate this.
Until Hiroshi did something she could not ignore. On January 14th, 1998, after a few weeks of finally not being harassed at home or at work, this woman that Hiroshi had been harassing was starting to feel that her stalker had finally gotten bored. That was until she got home that day after work. She opened the door into her apartment just like any other day, and almost as soon as she closed her apartment door, she was attacked. She was held down and restrained by a mysterious man until she was able to look at this man's face and realize that this was Hiroshi. Hiroshi had broken into her apartment, and not only that, but he'd also now restrained her, and she had nowhere to go. Obviously panicking, she was calling out to her family, which she lived with, but nobody was responding. And over the course of the next 2 hours, it's reported that Hiroshi confessed his love to her.
I was like, I feel like I'd move. You know, like as soon as I know it's not as simple in Japan. But I mean, I've seen people that have moved quite a bit in Japan. So, but then if she's living with her family, yeah.
And they spoke for hours on end. That was until he got up and left her apartment. Once Hiroshi had got up and left the apartment, this woman was able to get onto her feet and wiggle out of the restraints that Hiroshi had put her in.
He just left her in the restraints?
What really happened?
Oh my god, did he murder her family?
Murdered this woman's entire family.
Oh my god!
Mom, dad, and grandma. All of her family that...
Oh my god. So she's thinking they're not home. She's thinking they can't hear her as he's attacking her. And the entire time he killed them already. Oh god. Oh, this poor woman. Oh god. I need to sit with that one for a second. Oh, God. Because she avoided him. Oh, God, I hate this. Yeah, hey, guys, just so you also know, murdering a girl's whole family is not the way to her heart. Just in case no one told you, I'll be the one to tell you. Don't do that shit, okay?
That lived with her in this apartment. And although she herself survived, her life was forever changed. Now, with that being said, what happened to Hiroshi? To put it bluntly, nobody knows. Hiroshi, to the day of recording this video, is still on the loose.
That's crazy.
After 27 years of searching and over 2,500 tips submitted to the Japanese government, Hiroshi has never been caught. And now Hiroshi is in his...
Okay, so study his face. No. Guys, maybe he offed himself. Maybe. Maybe he... You know, maybe. I hate this so much. I hate this. Because why did he leave? When you think about it, actually, why did he leave? Why did he not come back? He said he assaulted her and they talked for hours. She tried to calm him down. He then leaves. Again, she's bound. He knows her whole family is not coming home. And then eventually he just leaves? I would assume he knew what was coming and went to go deal with it before they found him. i.e., he took his life. You know what I'm saying? But also, he wouldn't have the money, though, if he was a delivery guy. I've talked about the people that make people disappear in Japan. It's like witness protection program, but like on the down low, like for civilians, basically. But it still would be so much money in US dollars, which means it would be exponential in yen. Even at the time, God, at the time, it would definitely be cheaper. It's 27 years ago. God, I hate this.
His mid-50s, and at this point may never be caught. The ultimate motive for these murders is still unknown, and Hiroshi is still at...
To get his girl. She rejected him. She didn't let him have access to her. And so he could have deluded himself into thinking that it was her parents and family that was keeping her from being with him. Therefore, I mean, that's the thing. What did he say to her in those hours other than I love you? We can be together now. No one can stop us from being together. I know what they said to you. Like anything like that. Because then that answers the... If he convinced himself that it was them and not her, that she secretly was very extremely in love with him, then he could have convinced himself he was doing her a favor so they could be together. I fully think he's dead.
Large. And because of this, Hiroshi is not only one of the most wanted criminals in all of Japan, his case is one of the longest running fugitive hunts in all of Japanese history. The Japanese government is currently offering over 3 million yen for any information that leads to the arrest of Hiroshi. And every year on the night of the murder, the Japanese government redistributes flyers in hopes that they will finally get a tip that brings Hiroshi to justice. Obara Katsuyuki. Katsuyuki was born in 1979 and stands at 170 centimeters tall, and is also wanted for murder. On June 28, 2008, Katsuyuki lured a 17-year-old girl to meet him at a 7-Eleven. This girl was friends with his ex-girlfriend, and he called her and asked her to meet up with him at the 7-Eleven because he told her that he wanted to talk to her about getting back with his ex-girlfriend. This girl agreed, and that night they met up at a local 7-Eleven. Although after their interaction, this girl was never seen again. At least not alive. As 3 days later, on July 1st, 2008, her body was found, dumped in a river an hour away from the convenience store, and Katsuyuki was nowhere to be found.
Have I been there? No, I did not.
Autopsy revealed that this girl had been strangled and then bludgeoned in the head, and then dropped off a short bridge into the shallow river in a very rural area. But this isn't all that Katsuyuki did, as he not only allegedly murdered and dumped this woman's body, but he also tried to stage his own death. As near this river, he also reportedly intentionally crashed his car to make it seem like he suffered a brutal car accident. Now, ironically, the police didn't buy this at all, and this stunt only gave the police more evidence that this fugitive was likely the murderer, as his vehicle had blood and hair from the victim in it. And the location where this crashed car was found was highly unlikely to actually be a real crash, as the road was straight and visibility on this road was high, meaning that it was unlikely that a one-car accident would just happen randomly. But on top of the dumped body and dumped vehicle, Katsuyuki also dumped his own personal items near a local cliff, only 7 kilometers away from his home, to make it seem like he ended his own life by jumping off this cliff. Once again, the police were not buying this.
I'm sorry, what do you mean that you have killers in your area and they're no threat? Has anyone else died? Could it be a cop? Like, when they do shit like this, I'm immediately gonna start being like, is it a cop? Does he seem like a cop? Like, the Golden State Killer, the guy was a suspect. Like, back in, like, the 70s, I think, that it ended up being. But they didn't look at him because he was a volunteer cop. Like, it was reported, they didn't look at this angle because one of the women that had survived the attack was like, he was dressed like a cop. He was in a uniform, and they said that he was pretending to be a cop. Therefore, he had access to a fake cop uniform, when really he was a volunteer cop.
Whatsoever. And although Katsuyuki has never been seen, they believe that he is still at large to this day. And if that is the case, then Katsuyuki is currently 43 years old and has been on the run for over 17 years. The Japanese government is currently offering up to 3 million yen for any information that leads to the arrest of Obara Katsuyuki. Mitate Senichi. Mitate was born in 1979 and stands at 167 centimeters tall. He is described by the Most Wanted list as well-built, and notably has scars on his left forearm, above his right eye, and across the front of his forehead. And Mitate is wanted for murder and unlawful assembly with dangerous weapons. Mitate was a genius, but he was also a psychopath, and this combination quickly led him to mischief.
They say this about me, I just don't murder with it.
And early in his adult life, he ended up starting a motorcycle gang with some of his other, less than considerate acquaintances. Mitate's gang was dangerous and seemed to assault with almost no reason or discretion.
I've been there.
Which leads us to the night of the incident in question.
It's actually really cool. I highly recommend it. It's really cool. I do recommend going at night. Don't go during the day. At night, it's prettier.
Early morning hours of September 2nd, 2012, Metate and a few members of his gang entered a nightclub and ended up savagely murdering the 31-year-old restaurant manager. Metate and his 11 henchmen beat this man in front of his friends in the VIP area of this club. And one of the most unfortunate parts about this gruesome sneak attack is that unless this crime was totally random violence, they likely had the wrong person, because the person that this gang had murdered had absolutely no gang ties and was not currently wanted by anybody, leading people to believe that this...
He could have done anything. He could have mouthed off. They were in a VIP section. You're not supposed to be here. You didn't pay for this table. It could be literally anything with guys like this. Especially with how deep respect goes in Japan. Like, it literally could be the manager came over to do his job and de-escalate a situation, or one of them mouthed off to a waitress or something. You know, it could be anything.
This was simply a case of mistaken identity. Just imagine trying to go to the club to relax one night when all of a sudden you are savagely beaten to death by 11 Japanese gangsters with metal baseball bats, all because they thought you were someone else. Or for that matter, imagine if you just witnessed your friend be murdered only for you to question why anybody would want to do this, and knowing that you can't do anything to prevent it or to help him, unless you wanted to become their next victim. Fortunately, early that following year in 2013, 15 suspects in this murder were identified, and 9 of them were charged with unlawful assembly and manslaughter. However, one man was not arrested or charged at all. That man, of course, being Metate Shinichi. It is reported that almost immediately after the murder, he fled directly to the Philippines, where he stays to this day. But unfortunately, that claim is not confirmed. And to this day, Shinichi has been on the run for over 13 years. And is one of the Japanese government's most wanted fugitives, with the Japanese government offering over 6 million yen for any information that could lead to this crime lord's arrest. Koichi Hata. Hata is the youngest fugitive we've talked about on this list, and his case is the most recent. Hata was born in 1996, meaning that today he is only 29. Hata stands at 175 centimeters tall, and he is wanted for a hit and run, which could possibly lead to him walking away a free man if he can remain in hiding long enough. But I'll explain that later. Hata was known locally to be a troublemaker, someone who would be disrespectful in public, something that was a massive no-no in Japanese culture. He was frequently in legal trouble, was often belligerent in public, and while the extent of his crimes and disorderly conduct were typically tame, what he did on June 29th, 2022 was anything of the sort. Around 3 a.m. on the morning of the incident, Hata was walking through a parking lot towards his car, playing music loudly from his phone, which was in general uncalled for, but especially at that hour, very disrespectful. And 2 university students getting on their motorcycles mentioned to him that he should potentially turn down his music. Hata didn't want to be lectured by 2 university students and shooed them off. The students got on their motorcycles and rode away. They left the parking lot and only got maybe half a kilometer down the road when they hit a red light. These 2 friends were likely talking to each other at this red light, potentially discussing the weirdo they just ran into, when they heard something abrupt. They heard the rev of an engine and headlights heading directly for them, seemingly out of nowhere. And in a flash, both of these men were struck by a car.
Jesus.
A car that was going anywhere from 80 to 100 kilometers per hour, sending these 2 students and their motorcycles flying, and unfortunately leaving one of them dead on the scene. After
it's on camera.
Hata lost control of his vehicle and struck a light pole, where he abandoned his car and fled the scene on foot, where he was never seen again. At least not by law enforcement. Almost all of Hata's personal items were in the vehicle that was left, and a bit further away from the crime scene, the police found his shoes and shirt. And while thousands of tips have been submitted directly to the Japanese officials, at the time of recording this video, Hata is still on the loose. However, there are a few theories about his current whereabouts and method of escape. See, his shirt was found at a harbor near the edge of the city he lived in. Some believe that he, like another entry on this list, tried to leave items near water to insinuate that he had ended his life in the water. Others believe that he tried to swim but likely ended up drowning accidentally, and some people believe neither of these. In Japan, CCTV is everywhere. However, in the harbor of the city that Hata lived in, there was little to no surveillance anywhere, making the harbor a perfect place to essentially disappear. Some believe that Hata ditched his shirt at the harbor so he could leave the scene looking like a shirtless jogger, allowing him to run in between cities without being at least immediately detected by cameras. Regardless of the theories, the fact is that Hata is still on the loose. And as if this cold-blooded murder and attempted murder wasn't enough, the way that the police had been treating this case is more than upsetting and will likely make your blood boil. You see,
Great.
when the police arrived at the crime scene shortly after it happened, the police immediately had access to Hata's home address via his ID that was in the wallet that he abandoned at the crime scene. Although they didn't go to his home address until 2 days after the incident, giving him plenty of time to get away. And on top of this, the crime that
He could have gotten stuff, gotten backup supplies, whatever else he needed, and left.
Hata is being charged is not murder, but actually hit and run, which may sound potentially accurate, but there's a major issue with that. And in Japan, all traffic violations have a statute of limitations of 7 years, meaning that if you commit a traffic violation and don't get caught or charged for it within 7 years, you are by default not guilty and can no longer be charged. However, in Japan, if you are charged with murder, there is no statute of limitations, which is a good thing, because if you murder somebody in Japan, it doesn't matter if it takes them 50 years to find and charge you. If you murdered someone and they can prove it, you are going to jail. Here's the issue. The family of the victim is urging the Japanese government to please switch Hata's charge from a hit run to murder, because as of now, Hata is still on the run, and there is a chance that he may not be caught within the 7-year period that he can be charged for this hit and run. And if the Japanese government only tries to charge Hata with hit and run and not murder,
they also could be waiting out for him to return until they charge him with the murder, because then they can know for a fact that because if he thinks he just needs to wait 7 years, he might return. If he thinks he needs to wait forever, he's never coming back.
7 years, or at this point, in 4 more years, if Hata is able to remain in hiding, there is a good chance that he will walk away, serving no time for literally murdering a man in cold blood. Understandably, people are extremely upset about this, and although the Japanese government is offering 3 million yen for any information that leads to Hata's arrest, a private group is also offering an additional 5 million yen for any information leading to his arrest, which goes to show how much people want this case to be solved, and how much they want Hata to be brought to justice. The refusal from the Japanese government to switch the charge from hit and run to murder after hundreds of thousands of people have pleaded with them to change the charge says a lot, and I feel so strongly for the family of the victim. The 4 cases I've just discussed are the cases that the Japanese government are most eager to solve. They have the most information, the most infamy, and they also have the highest bounties. And every other YouTube video about Japan's most wanted list only discuss these 4 fugitives. However, they're not the only criminals on the most wanted list. And because this is Trust Me Bro, and we make some of the best videos around, I'm gonna quickly speed round all of the other criminals on Japan's most wanted list that nobody else has talked about. For good reason, I'm not throwing shade. There's really not too much information available, but there's enough to at least briefly discuss, so let's go through it quickly. Lin Shaowei. Lin Shaowei was born in 1973 and stands at 178 centimeters tall and is wanted for robbery and murder. On October 1st, 1999, Lin was caught stealing from a pachinko parlor, and when called out by an employee, Lin ran out of the pachinko parlor and tried to escape. And once the employee caught up to Lin, Lin turned around and stabbed him in the chest. The man ended up passing away, and Lin is still on the loose to this day.
That'll do it.
Yoshaya Tsuyoshi. Yoshaya was born in 1977 and stands at 172 centimeters tall. He's reported to have curly hair, which, I mean, I don't know if this is Japanese curly, but it's definitely not curly. And he also has a round scar on his forehead, and he is wanted for murder. On June 4th, 1999, during a brawl between 2 biker gangs at an apartment building, Yoshaya and 12 other gang members assaulted 2 men and murdered one of them. The victim being 19 years old at the time. Yoshaya is believed to be the ringleader of this gang, and while all other 15 suspects were arrested, Yoshaya has never been caught, arrested, or charged, meaning that he still remains at large 26 years later. Miyachi Yodai. Miyachi was born in 1975 and stands at 177 centimeters tall, the tallest person we've discussed in this video, and he is wanted for robbery causing injury. Miyachi allegedly broke into a home, robbed it, and caused injury to the homeowners in 2013, and unfortunately no other information is currently available, besides the fact that he is still on the loose. Li Hui. Lee was born in 1963 and stands at 165 centimeters tall. He has a burn scar on his right hand and on his right thigh. On December 15th, 2000, Lee and his accomplices are alleged to have entered the house of a dentist, where they tied up 2 women that were sleeping in the home. They hit these women in the face and then stole their cash, their guns, and their jewelry, worth at the time over 43 million yen. Similar to other cases we've discussed, every other accomplice in this crime, in this case 5 other men, were caught and arrested. However, the leader of this operation, Lee, is still at large, and he's been on the run for over 25 years now. Ochi Kiyoshi. Ochi Kiyoshi was born in 1952 and stands at 175 centimeters tall. I believe he's the oldest person we've talked about on this list so far, and he's wanted for murder. Information about this man is extremely limited, and the exact description of this man on the Japan's Most Wanted website goes as follows. The suspect is wanted for the murder of his spouse. Doesn't get more simple than that. Matsuyoshi Takeo. Matsuyoshi was born in 1949 and stands at 172 centimeters tall. He is now the oldest person we've talked about so far in the list, and he is wanted for murder. Takeo is alleged and wanted for the murder of 2 police officers in Okinawa in 1990, and after 35 years, he is still on the run. And assuming he is still alive today, he is 76 years old. Meaning that if you're in Japan or are just visiting Japan and you're walking down the street and see a normal seeming old man walk by, he actually might be a wanted murderer. That's a creepy thought. Ishikawa Tatsumi. Tatsumi was born in 1976 and stands at 158 centimeters tall, and he is wanted for, I quote, murder and violation of the act of controlling the possession of firearms or swords and other such weapons. And while that kinda sounds funny, his crime is no laughing matter. Tatsumi is suspected and wanted for a shooting and murder that took place on September 12th, 2017. You know, shootings are rare in Japan. When we discussed the top 10 list, and guns have almost never come up. Tatsumi has currently been on the run for over 8 years. Japan is typically seen as nice, pretty, safe, and for that reason, I wanted to dig a bit deeper to see what the dark side of Japan looked like. And I think their most wanted fugitives list painted a pretty good picture for us. No place is perfect, and unfortunately, if people exist in a place, crime is also going to exist in that place. One thing I kind of gathered from doing research for this video is that a lot of people have issues with the Japanese prison system. And after looking at a few of these cases, I definitely see where they're coming from. It kind of seems like in some cases, the Japanese police and government would rather save face than admit to either being too lax or not being as thorough as they could have been. And for that reason, they would almost rather allow the public to do the research or to simply push the blame off themselves and reject questions altogether. But I'm curious, if you're familiar with any of these cases or have experience with the Japanese justice system, please let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend checking out this video on screen. It's the video I made about the USA's most wanted list as of right now, or at least as of 3 months ago when I made it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. And as always, trust me, bro.
Trust me, bro. Okay, let's see. Let's try new to you. The Stan Twitter back mold incident. We're not watching that. Let's see. Watching this later. Ooh, completely wrong history facts.
History facts that are wrong. This is probably one of the first things we all learned about in school when discussing ancient Egypt. Tens of thousands of slaves enduring endless hours of intense, forced physical labor while barely being fed or provided with adequate water. Drop a sack of sand, chisel something at the wrong angle, devout masochist, you're getting a whipping. Well, it's all poppycock. While there were slaves, they were mainly prisoners of war or household servants who tended to their landlords, but they weren't really part of the main labor force. Instead, laborers in ancient Egypt were conscripted using the corvée duty system, a way to pay off taxes through manual labor. According to the book The Pyramid Builders of Ancient Egypt, which discusses the pyramid builders of ancient Egypt, farmers were usually pulled from their laborious crop dusting for construction work whenever the Nile went all floody during the summer months. While the snobby rich upper class folk avoided manual labor by just paying off their tax burden, them smelly poors were tasked with construction of temples, tombs, and pyramids. Laborers who worked on the pyramids, as well as other large structures way back in the ancient times, were actually well provided for. This makes sense, as having a weakened labor force due to neglect or malnourishment, it doesn't really pay great dividends.
Like a
Can't
jobs
exactly
program,
move giant rocks when you're completely emaciated. Small villages have been discovered built specifically for housing laborers. These sites also contain various animal bones and plentiful bread jars showing a high-quality diet. But of course, the system wasn't perfect. Thanks to some classic upper-class corruption...
That's just called working these days. Unfortunately, except that we're getting taxed on what we make.
Sometimes things didn't always go right for these laborers, but they had the power to stand their ground. Dating all the way back to 1170 BC, written evidence has been found of an artisan's strike while constructing a tomb for then pharaoh Ramesses III. The artisans complained about a lack of promised rations and outright refused to continue their work, dropping their chisels and their hammers to march right up to the ruling class's temples to make their demands. What do we want? Food! When do we want it? Food! After chit-chatting with the local vizier, the workers were able to secure the rations and continued their work. Now don't get me wrong, the labor that these guys endured was backbreaking, extremely strenuous, and downright exhausting, but they weren't outright enslaved or mistreated as historians previously thought. We've all heard the legends about King Tut's tomb, right? If you disturb an ancient king's burial grounds, you'll be cursed, doomed to die a horrible death. Well, it's not so. You'd probably cough a bit from inhaling millennial-old mummy powder, but that's about it. Now, there has been evidence of some ancient tombs
like there's
inscribed
spores
with
and
curse-like
such.
carvings. For example, ancient warlord and Egyptian noble Ankh-Tifi wrote that, quote, "Any ruler who shall do evil or wickedness to his coffin, may the gods not accept any goods he offers, and may his heir never inherit."
Mood.
Similarly, an inscription on the
That's
tomb
gonna be on
of
my
10th
coffin,
century
too.
BC ruler Kentika Ikeki warns that any impure men who enter this tomb, there will be judgment. An end shall be made for him. I shall seize his neck like a bird, and I shall cast the fear of myself into him. Now, in a culture that was super superstitious, anyone coming across warnings like that would be like, "Oh shit, a ghost!" prompting them to 180 right out of the room. When King Tut's tomb was discovered in 1922, no such written reprimands or warnings were ever found. In reality, the rumor of King Tut's curse revolves around one George Edward Stanhope Molyneux Herbert, 5th Earl of Carnarvon, a rich English white dude who funded the whole expedition that led to the discovery of the Sandy sarcophagus. He died a whole 4 months after the opening of the tomb, after which a journalist did what journalists do and printed a whole bunch of sensationalized fake news, attributing Lord
possibly
Carnarvon's death
leukemia?
to an inexplicable curse. To no surprise, the media ran with it, making claims of a written curse being uncovered with the tomb, though this never happened. So how did Lord Carnarvon die? He done got bit by a mosquito. The resulting bump was accidentally slashed while he was shaving, making a pretty nasty cut that later got infected. The old chap died of blood poisoning at the age of 56.
Damn.
Dedicated believers have tried to attribute other deaths to the curse.
It actually is crazy how like semi-common blood poisoning was before like the widespread use of antibacterial ointment. Like
really grasping for straws. Of the 58 people who were present at the opening of the tomb, only 8 had died within a dozen years of the discovery, and by various means ranging from cancer to murder to natural causes. The majority of the men
the
went
murder
to
is
live on
definitely
full, healthy lives.
It's
At least they
definitely
didn't steal any spooky slabs. That might have been a different story.
it's definitely the mummy. Spartan threw babies off a cliff.
When you think of Spartans, you probably think about them slippery, shiny hunks of warrior man meat as portrayed on the silver screen. A society of strict and viciously trained bloodthirsty warriors who could decimate any opposing army. But while you're thinking about oiled up, shirtless, muscular men, you might question if this portrayal is historically accurate. It's not. In reality, the Greek city-state of Sparta had no professional army. Although growing up with militaristic training, the purpose was not to create warriors, but perfected, hardened, and respectable citizens who could serve to defend their homeland if need be. That little element of perfection is where some rumors of Spartan eugenics come in. It is believed that ancient Spartans practiced infanticide, the act of killing deformed or undesired babies as a way to strengthen the Spartan society. However, the biggest downfall of this myth is that there's only one historical source that alludes to this barbaric practice, and it's this guy, Roman historian Plutarch. He wrote that Spartan elders would examine newborns for imperfections or weaknesses. Good, good, bad, good. What the?
Hello, Daddy. Daddy.
Ew.
Daddy.
If any were ever found, they would just yeetus the fetus off the Taygetus mountainside. This ensured that only the best of the best would be able to thrive to crushing adulthood. But this bit of literature is almost certainly a bunch of baloney. While historians can't confirm with 100% certainty, they can confirm with 99.9% certainty that this just flat out never happened. Excavations around the proposed baby hucking sites have failed to present any supporting evidence. There have been a few adult remains discovered, but no teeny tiny toddler tibias were ever among them. If you needed more convincing, Plutarch's writings date some 600 years after the height of Spartan civilization. So it might have just been some silly Spartan slander. That would be like if future archaeologists in the year 4000 unearthed fan fiction from today about how medieval Europeans would just shit their britches to ward off witches. Sure, it's questionable, but you could kind of see that happening, right?
Gladiators fought to the death.
Despite what you may think, death was not the goal of gladiator battles in the Roman Colosseum. if it was, Rome would have run out of them real quick. Now keep in mind that the Colosseum was active for over 400 years, hosting a plethora of different events ranging from gladiator battles to public criminal executions to full-fledged naval battle reenactments, with the entire Colosseum being flooded.
Yeah, flooding
Pretty
it is
wild,
sick.
right? Well, gladiator battles were basically the equivalent of today's UFC or boxing matches, just with swords and spears instead of fists. These fights were spectacles of sport, and the gladiators were the athletes. You had some super famous gladiators, rookie gladiators, and everything in between. While some gladiators were slaves, criminals, or prisoners of war fighting for their chance of freedom, most of the big old brutes fought for fame and fortune, or just the high-octane dopamine rush of being able to legally stab someone in the kidney and getting praised for it. Roman citizens were hyped to watch two dudes duke it out in a sweaty, sandy, sassy struggle of strength. But things were a lot more exciting than just the vanilla missionary position 9-to-5 white picket fence 1.5 children-ass sword and shield type gladiators. Nope. Actually, there were about 30 different types of gladiators ready to clang and bang away at each other. You had your dual-wielding Demochirus, the trident-chucking Retiarius, the silly-looking Caesar, and the alls-out, balls-out Cestus, among other DLC characters. So imagine that you're living your boring Roman life, sitting in your boring Roman house, scratching your boring Roman balls, when you suddenly catch wind of the gladiator battle of the century. Two andabate pitted against each other. You'd lose your shit. Why would you lose your shit? Because andabate were condemned criminals fighting each other completely blind. Yeah, as a form of punishment, two criminals equipped with nothing more than a sealed helmet and a rusty sword were dumped out into the arena.
That's
forced
not
to square
funny.
off. It's like watching
That's
two
not
blindfolded
funny.
kids trying to whack at a piñata, except they're both potential piñatas. Now, while formal gladiator
Hi,
duels were
Anarchy.
not
We're learning about things from history that we're wrong about. And sorry, it's not totally not funny. So it's basically talking about how gladiators did not actually fight to the death. That wasn't the point. You could die, like plenty of people died doing it, but like the goal was not death usually. Basically, it was like WWE. It was like boxing matches, like what we have now. I know, but like, why are you laughing? I'm laughing because the concept of like an ancient Roman getting excited because of a match, and the match is over two people fighting and they both can't see because they're wearing masks is kind of funny in concept. Actually, it's horrible, but the impulse is to laugh because that like blindfold boxing matches is something that a YouTuber would come up with. This is just like a death match, a death sentence really, because like you're just brutally, you're gonna get someone in the throat, 100%. Shame. I know I'm a bad person. In my defense, I don't think they know. I think they're all dead. So like I think it's fine now.
death. Of course, some still died, but it was more common to die by bleeding.
You guys are home now, yes? It's Wednesday. You should be home. Anarchy, do you guys want food? Or did you eat already? Sometimes I never know with y'all. This is like my free day. Is it bad? The first thing I thought of YouTuber would do a blindfolded man challenge or something. Actually, Chris mentioned wanting Mexican. I could fuck up some Mexican. Okay, should I get off stream and put on actual pants and not? I'm wearing my workout skirt. Let me check. Okay.
Out after the match had been called by the referee. Oh yeah, they had referees. These were often retired gladiators tasked with making sure that the rules of battle were being followed and stopping fights before final blows were dealt. You see, gladiators were expensive investments, so their managers wanted them alive for as long as possible, lest they start all over leveling up another rookie from scratch. So with all that being...
Okay, I'm picturing an Abbott Elementary, The Office style of documentary, but set in ancient Roman times, following gladiators, the referees, and their managers. I think that would be funny.
Being said, professional gladiator battles were not performed for the sake of death, just for the thrill of the fight, and the potential of death.
The potential of death. Nero fiddled
Ancient
as
myths are tough for
Rome
modern
burned.
historians to interpret, as historical writers across time have their own biases. Depending on how they felt about a certain historical figure, they could cement their legacy in history as a smart
Rain
fella
check.
or
All
a
right.
fart smella. The prevailing myth that Roman Emperor Nero diddled his fiddle as Rome burned to the ground is one that should go up in smoke. It's commonly believed that Nero, having descended into madness
Look at
over
the
the course of
tiger.
his
I
reign,
love this artwork. Look how good the tiger looks. Looks so good.
Great Fire of Rome in 64 AD, a disastrous and destructive inferno that destroyed nearly 3/4 of the Roman capital.
Why is this
Accusations
dude
claim
here?
that Nero didn't really like the look of Rome and wanted to rebuild it in his own vision with a lavish and gaudy golden palace, so a conveniently timed fire would have been a great opportunity to do so. The fire is suspected to have started in a shopping district stockpiled with flammable goods. Once the fire started, it was nearly impossible to contain. Rome was a dense city, streets were narrow, housing structures were wooden, and the wind was a-blowin'. This set of conditions provided the perfect environment for the big ol' fire to really roar. The blaze lasted for 9 whole days, decimating 10 of Rome's 14 districts. But was Emperor Nero to blame? Not at all. According to Tacitus, one of the most influential Roman historians at the time, Nero was not near Rome when the fire started. He was actually several miles away in the coastal town of Antium. But he rushed back home to Rome once he caught wind of the disaster. When he did get back, Nero actually funded relief efforts and opened up private gardens and other structures for shelter to those affected. Despite these efforts, Nero still came under scrutiny from the nobles who hated him, claiming that he should have responded sooner and provided more assistance.
This is not the same thing at all. But there's a few parallels here with Nero and Karen Bass and the LA fires. There's some parallels. That being said, that's not my mayor. Okay, there's some parallels because she was not here during the fires. Chat. She was, I believe, in Ghana. She was out of the country, and it is something that is brought up regularly.
Freaking Nero, dude. I bet my scorched ass cheeks he started that fire himself. Yeah, you're right. He probably did. Guys, he was literally miles away in another city. What did you do? And that's how rumors start.
What did
In
you
actual
do?
fact, there is no historical evidence that Nero started the fire, and especially no evidence that he played the fiddle when Rome burned. Mostly because the fiddle wouldn't be invented for another 900 years. It's probable that the claim is part of Christian propaganda, as Nero famously blamed them for the fire, leading to their persecution. So who really got the last laugh? It was Nero. He burned a lot of Christians.
Oh,
It's
I
possible
knew they
like in
didn't.
middle school
I knew they didn't think they were gods. I knew that. Did people think that? That the Spaniards were gods? Do people think that?
History textbooks may have toyed with the idea that ancient Aztecs, or even the greater Mexican people as a whole, saw the invading Spanish conquistadors as godlike figures. More specifically, history has suggested that the Aztec ruler Moctezuma, or Montezuma, however you want to pronounce it, believed that the arrival of the Spanish coincided with the prophesied return of Quetzalcoatl, the Mesoamerican feathered serpent god of creation. But we now know that it's all, as the Spanish say, a bunch of caca. It's certainly true that the native Mexican people were
A bunch of caca, fake news text, fart sound effect. I can't.
stunned and confused by the appearance of the foreign invaders with their fancy horses, gunpowder, and white skin, but there's no evidence explicitly stating that they were thought of as gods. Letters written by Hernan Cortés himself about his conquests never mention being mistaken for or being interpreted as a god in any way, shape, or form. And this is further supported by the writings of Spanish conquistador Bernal Diaz del Castillo, who
Bernal
chronicled
Diaz
Cortés's
del
conquests in
Castillo.
real time. One passage highlights a conversation between Cortés and Moctezuma in the Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan. Conversation basically had Moctezuma being like, yeah, people around here think I'm a god, that I'm all about gold and silver and precious stones, but look, you see that? Flesh and blood, my dude. We're both the same. I know that you're just a bunch of foreigners and not some otherworldly divine beings. That would just be silly. To which Cortés replied, so where did this idea come from? Well, it actually started to surface decades after the Aztecs were conquered. Publications of Spanish conquests alluded to the idea that Cortés and his men tried to pass their weapons off as magic and their horses off as intelligent, aggressive beasts. So it was mainly a sensationalized retelling of events, portraying the Mexican people as more feeble-minded, all while embellishing the Spanish image. As it turns out, the Aztec weren't bamboozled by some distrustful deity. The Spanish completely steamrolled the Aztec with the help of guns, alliances to Aztec rivals, and every European explorer's iconic weapon, disease.
I watched a video on Aztec sacrifices, and yeah, I'm not shocked all their enemies were on the side of the Spanish. I'm not shocked.
It was less, oh my god, and more, oh my god! The Great Depression was truly a financial disaster, not only for the US, but for the entire globe. Most of you out there might recall learning that the stock market crash of 1929 caused the Great Depression, but in reality, it was just the signal that shit had hit the financial fan.
Well, yeah.
Nothing more than a devastating effect from a much more threatening underlying cause. If you're unaware, the world economy is a constant struggle for balance of supply and demand, with price being the end result. Lots of demand and no supply, prices go up. Lots of supply but no buyers, prices go down. Sure, that's a bit oversimplified, but you get the idea. The Great Depression was a catastrophic chain of events stemming from US overproduction of goods. You see, in the early 1920s, the world had entered a time of peace at the end of World War I. This led to an industrial boom. Not for war machines, but for consumer goods. Mass production was going wild, and factories were farting out new products like crazy. To sell these products, companies began aggressive advertising campaigns. The news, radio, magazines, and everything just screamed in your face to buy the latest and greatest doohickey. And the people did. But how could customers afford all of this lavish spending? Yep, the establishment of consumer credit. Cars, appliances, clothes, homes,
credit,
all purchased on credit. But the United States was not the only beneficiary of a peacetime economy. European and Asian markets began producing their own goods, selling these products to the US for cheaper prices, which caught the eyes of consumers looking to save a few pennies here and there. The big American companies, seeing potential profits leaving their grubby hands, were pissed and lobbied Congress to protect their interests. In order to do so, the Fordney-McCumber Tariff of 1922 was passed. This raised American tariffs across the board, increasing the consumer cost of foreign goods as to thin out the competition and force Americans to buy American products.
Yeah.
Europe and Asia promptly responded in kind, and soon a tariff war commenced.
Gee.
This sounds a bit familiar, doesn't it? Now, in order to keep a super long story super short, here's what happened next. Demand shrank as American companies and farms overproduced their goods. Too much stuff and no one to buy it means less sales. Less sales means less profit for these companies, and with less company profit, that means they're going to start handing out some pink slips. With lots of people laid off, lots of people have less money to spend, so companies lose even more money, and if they lose enough of it, they go bankrupt. Now, when companies went bankrupt, at least back in the 1920s, the banks that supported them failed. And when the banks failed, people's money straight up vanished, thanks to the lack of FDIC insurance. Everyone loses their shit and rushes to withdraw money from whatever banks are still standing, but there's not enough physical cash to meet that demand. Now, all of a sudden, no one has money. So what happened to it all? The banks lent it out to all the rich people, placing speculative bets on the stock market. Now, when there's a lot of market speculation, stock market prices get unreasonably high. Unreasonably high prices aren't very sexy, so no one else wants to buy them. Instead, they sell to take profits. But when these profits are taken, that stock price drops. When stock prices drop, any remaining shareholders lose potential profit, which is no bueno.
That just kicked
So
the can
they
down the
panic
road. It's
sell
going to
whatever
crash again
shares
because
they
we were
have.
able to override
And when there's enough
Foundation.
seller momentum
Fine.
across the board, the entire stock market crashes. So banks have failed, blue-collar workers have lost their life savings overnight, millionaires have lost their fortunes, factories have folded, and farmers have hung up their tools. Not only did this cripple the United States, but the entirety of global trade. The United States could not meet critical export demands, and foreign economies selling raw materials such as sugar, rubber, and lumber lost their biggest customer, and thus most of their money impacting their economies. The Great Depression was without doubt one of the worst economic disasters of the modern age. The American economy struggled until the United States entered World War II in 1941, where demand for production and labor picked right back up. To put it simply, the 1929 stock market crash did not cause the Great Depression. It was the writing on the wall that the system was breaking.
Yeah.
Afterward, the banking system was overhauled and the stock market heavily regulated to prevent history from repeating itself. And we'll see how that goes. Well, that's the end of this video. Did you learn something new? I hope
All right,
so.
I think we're gonna call it, chat. so that I can eat, walk goblin, and we've been live for over 3 hours. I think that's plenty. Let's see. Who can we raid? We'll raid Vio. Vio's a shrimp frying rice today. Watching Love Island. Have fun. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna raid and run, so have fun. Bye. Have fun. Bye.